Hello, everyone. What's going on today? How are you guys doing today? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Sorry, I had to blow my nose there real quick. My allergies have been acting up. Oh my goodness. My allergies have been acting up. Woo! I am struggle busting. I'm pretty sure most of the state of Florida is just pollen at this point. Okay? I'm pretty sure most of the state of Florida is just pollen. I walk outside and I'm like, my eyes, I start swelling up. It's crazy, man. It's crazy out there. Woo. Nuts. Over here trying to be a civil member of society. Up here trying to be a civil member of society. How are you supposed to do that when your eyes are like all puffed up and sneezing and stuff like that? Poor Summer. I'm trying to walk her. She's like, why aren't we moving, Dad? And I'm like, dude, I'm trying. You know? She don't get it. she doesn't understand. That makes no sense. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I guess a great day to be Irish. I guess that's how that works. If you're not Irish, that doesn't mean you can't act Irish for the day, right? I don't know if you've ever been to Ireland or not. Funny enough, I know it's crazy. They don't drink green beer there. Did you guys know that? They actually don't drink green beer there. I know, right? I know. Temporary appropriation is okay. Temporary appropriation is okay. So is it, aren't I Irish? I actually am, yes. My dad's side of the family is like full-blooded Irish. Yeah, actually. So, yes, I am Irish. And then when I tell people that, they're like, but you're a brown. And then they get all confused. Yeah, Corey, they don't have time to dye that shit. They're drinking it. All right. Yeah, when you ain't got time for all that. Yeah, people be like, oh, you're Irish. Are like, I actually am, though. I actually am really Irish. Funny enough. Yeah, that dark. Yeah, the you know, the Irish known for their dark skin with melanin in it. You know, very very well known for that. Very well known for that. I actually have been to Ireland one time. I never left Dublin. I was only there for a few days. But it was nice. It was nice. I want to go back. I want to travel. I want to travel Ireland again. Go see some more stuff. I was actually on my way to, well, I was on my way back. I was on my way back from other countries in Europe, and I had stopped there. Like, well, I was flying back to the States from Dublin, so I just kind of made it like a long layover for like a couple days, 2-3 days, and but it was cool. It was cool. I got to go to Jameson. I got to go to Guinness. I got to go to Temple Bar. I should not be allowed in where they make the Jameson. I'll tell you that much. I shouldn't be allowed in the place where they make the Jameson. It's very dangerous. All right. Actually, hold on. Oh, it's actually up here. so I gotta take my candle down. Yeah, I actually got this in Ireland, funny enough. Yeah. I don't know if you can see it right there. Yeah, this actually came back to me from Ireland. Yeah. So it's kind of hard to see. I think I got it all dirty. But yeah, I got that in Ireland. I have a Guinness glass I got there too, actually. So but yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool. Like I want to go back. I got so many places I want to go to. I got too many trips I got trips to the United States planned for this year. I don't have any overseas trips. I guess I'm gonna have to go get I'm gonna have to get my passport again anyway because it expired last year. But I'm not gonna be able to vote this year if I don't, so I'm gonna have to go get it. Yeah. It was so funny. So I was at Jameson. We'll get into politics in a second, but I was at Jameson, and I I did the tasting, right? And so on the tasting in Jameson's room, which is like the original office or something like that, they brought out like 4 different types of Jameson, and like 2 or 3 of them you couldn't get anywhere but the actual distillery, which was really cool. But they were like, yeah, we have all the Jamesons here, and like, you know, like we're gonna taste them, and these are ones you can only get here, and you can buy, you know, you can buy bottles and you leave and all sorts of stuff, and you can get them etched and do all the, you know, all the touristy stuff. But I just wanted to try the new one because they had like a Jameson Black that was only specially made only in the distillery, which was amazing. But like they're introducing it, and they're like, oh yeah, these are like sipping whiskeys, and they're like, oh, I heard we have an American in the crowd. Like, where are you at? And like I raised my hand. I was like, oh, I'm the American. They're like, these are not shots. So don't be an American. Don't be one of those guys. These are not shots. These are for drinking. Okay. And I was just like, wow, I'm just getting called out in front of the whole damn place. Like, this is messed up. Hey, I wasn't going to shoot him. All right. But you can tell that like there was one too many Americans that did do that. And so now they have to warn all of us. There was one too many Americans that rolled in that sucker just freaking slapping those things down, and they were like, nope, we're just gonna warn all Americans from now on. Like this, we're not doing that here. We're just gonna warn them all real quick. Yeah, but no, it was great stuff. I'll tell you, if you're, well, I don't know if you're me. I want, you know. That's all good, Tara. TikTok is dumb. I was like, I'm gonna do it at like 11 in the morning, so that I can, you know, so I can go enjoy the rest of my day. And dude, I think I might have started at 10:30. I don't know what time I started there. It was in the morning, and that was a bad call. Okay. Because I stumbled out of that sucker at like prior to noon, I'm pretty sure, or at least right after noon. It was something like that. It was not, it was bad. Because you go on the tour and they give you a bunch of tastings while you're in the tour. And then I had the tasting afterwards. But, you know, there was time in between the tour and the tasting, right? Which they have a whole bar where they just make Jameson specialty drinks. So, of course, I had to try, you know, 2 to 3 of those. All right. I had to try 2 to 3 of those. Okay. and then I went and got some food. Yep, it was a good time. It was a really good time. It was a really, really good time. I no complaints about Dublin. No complaints about Dublin. Sorry, just telling some little Dublin stories while we talk about, since it's St. Patrick's Day. Since it's St. Patrick's Day. Speaking of green things and beer, even though it's not Irish, if you ever get a chance to go to the Heineken factory, and I'm not a Heineken fan, but if you ever get a chance to go to the Heineken, they call it the Heineken Experience. You ever get a chance to go to that? Do it. Like it's super cool. I thought it was gonna be lame as hell. It was actually super cool. So yeah. What do I know about Dublin? I've been talking about Dublin for the last, what, 5-8 minutes? I don't even know how long. 10 minutes? I've been talking about Dublin for 10 straight minutes. What are you talking about? I'm not gonna go over the whole thing because you showed up late. You gotta show up early, okay? If you want the full experience, all right? All right. You gotta show up early if you want the full experience. Duh. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone out there. We really appreciate you being here with me and that you guys are sober enough to be here on St. Patrick's Day. So I appreciate that. Okay. And if you're not sober enough to be here on St. Patrick's Day and you're here anyway, I actually appreciate that a little bit more, to be completely honest with you. Yeah, that's kind of fun. All right. Just behave so my mods don't have to come after you. Just behave so the mods don't have to come after you. All right. Is that fair? Just behave. You know, not all the way. All right, you don't have to be all the way, like, but just, you know, I have to say Corey after you, or if I get really, really bad, I'll send Veronica after you. Veronica don't play. What if the mods ain't sober? Well, that sounds like everybody else's problem today. That sounds like everybody else's problems. Okay. Who's gonna mod the moderators? Who's gonna mod the moderators? Who knows? It ain't gonna be me. All right. Who knows who it's gonna be? I know it ain't gonna be me. But come on in, chat in the chat box. If you can support the live through either gifting or live gift goals or super chats or anything like that, all of that helps to just, you know, keep the line moving. We already have a couple callers calling in. I have to grab my iPad real quick and then we'll get this started. So give me 4 seconds, maybe 12. Got it. Don't worry, guys. I got it. Do not worry. Do not fret. We got there. We did it. Okay? We got there. We did it. I'm proud of each and every one of you for surviving it. Okay? I'm proud of each and every one of you for surviving it. I know you guys missed me a lot. All right. I'm proud of each and every one of you. What did my old yoga instructor used to say? My old yoga instructor used to be like, I see the light in each and every one of you. That's how she would end the live. Or in the session every single time. It's crazy that I remember that. That's been so long. I see the light in each and every one of you. It was kind of sweet. It was kind of sweet. Yeah. All right, let's load this thing on up. What's the number for people to call in and talk to me? It's Keegan. It's never mind. I'm not gonna say. I mean, it's too early in the day. It's too early in the live to start talking. Okay. Opening up the phone lines now. Scott said, I'll be sending a super chat last night pisses. Thank you. Hello, how are you? All right. And Scotty had said, Danny, BBC, a news hot concerning Trump. Scott, have you been enjoying your St. Patrick's Day already? All right. Scott. Someone start partaking early. I am assuming the BBC's new. I'm so confused. I'm so. I love you, Scott. I really am. I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea. I have no clue. All right. At all. Sure said I got to taste the Green Fairy in Amsterdam. Amsterdam can be a very good time. Amsterdam can be a very good time. I did not do that when I was in Amsterdam. But you know, you can't, there's always more trips, right? There's always more trips. I'll get another trip in eventually. Thank you so much, Shush. I really appreciate that. There actually is a bunch of news to talk about. I was going to bring up a caller if there was somebody that was ready to go. But the biggest news, and I know people are going to disagree with me, and you guys are going to be like, oh, it's that the SAVE Act is going to pass, which is quite big news, right? Which is quite big news. They're debating it on the floor right now. It's going to be a whole thing. I'm sure there'll be challenges, judicial challenges from the states, and a whole bunch of stuff, right? But more importantly, well, I don't know if it's more important than that. There was some other news. I got to see if I can bring it up. All right, I got to pull it up because it's funny. It's some really important news. Florida. There it is. All right. Let's get in some news while we're waiting on some Trump supporters. Huh? Let's get in some news. March 17 on this St. Patrick's Day. In my state of Florida, Florida bill to ban marrying first cousins fails to pass. I'm sorry. I'm not seeing enough reaction to what the fuck I just said. So let's try that again. Florida bill to ban marrying first cousins fails to pass. Okay. There was a bill in the state of Florida, all right, that was going to make it illegal for you to marry your first cousin. And Florida was like, nope, we want to keep that. I didn't know this wasn't already illegal. Okay? I didn't know this wasn't already illegal. I found this out. I was today years old. I also found out that apparently there's 16 other states where you are also allowed to marry your first cousin. The bill stated that a man may not marry any woman to whom he is related by lineal, I can't say that word, consanguinity. I've never heard that word in my entire life, by the way. Consanguinity. Or his sister, aunt, or niece. It's not a real word. I don't care what you guys say. That's not a real word. A woman cannot marry a man with whom she's related to by that, her brother, her uncle, or her nephew. You know, back when, you know, it seems like forever ago when we had the last election, and they failed to pass legislation to legalize some 420s, some things like that, right? I was like, wow, Florida is still backwards. And I didn't know it could get more backwards, right? I thought that was about as backwards as you can get. And boy, was I wrong. Because apparently they saw things that says you can't marry your first cousin. And they were like, well, I think you should be able to. First cousin. First one. Not second. Not. Muzz King is saying just cohabitate, don't get married. How about you don't screw your cousins? Consanguinity. If you say so. Yeah. How about you just don't screw your cousin? Just a thought. Okay? Just a thought. Like I don't care if you live with your cousin at all. That doesn't bother me at all. Okay? That's totally fine. All right? 100% okay. Okay? You can live with them all you want. Don't make inbred people. Okay? We are literally on the Senate floor right now arguing about trans people, which make up like no percent. A super tiny percentage of trans people, and even smaller percentage of those that are athletes. We're arguing about that, right? And arguing about whether people should be allowed to vote. And Florida's just like, fuck it, you can marry your cousin. What are we doing? What are we doing? What is this? Okay? I live here. Okay? I live here. All right? And some of these people, I was like, you know what? I think that their family tree might be a wreath. I'm not sure. And then this happens. I'm like, oh, it literally is. Like, so when you see that stuff and you're like, oh, Florida man's not real, right? Florida man's not real. There's not real things that happen there, right? I refer you to why things like Florida man happen. Okay? How do you get Florida man? It's because two other Florida men, because women can be Florida men too. They're making in the family babies. Okay? They're making in the family babies. Okay? I know this might not be the most important news today. You had the head of, like, you know, anti-terrorism for the White House, you know, like quit, you know, over the Iran thing. You had one of the major leaders in Iran taken out, right? You have, you know, the Senate taking up the SAVE Act and possibly trying to pass filibuster. All these things are true, okay? And I can't stop thinking about Florida not being able to pass a bill in legislature, okay, to stop family members from marrying each other. I can't think about anything else, okay? So, call me what you want to call me, okay? Say whatever you want to say. All right. But I can't. Okay? But I just can't. Okay? The Blues said, I'm gonna try to pronounce it, consanguinity? Something like that. By blood or by common ancestor. Well, yeah, that makes complete. I understood through context clues what it was. I've just never heard that word before. So I don't think I've ever seen that word before, to be completely honest with you. All right. But thank you. I appreciate the definition. By blood or by common ancestor. You know, I don't even truly think, you know, anyways, maybe that's why Florida legislators shot it down, right? Maybe that's why they didn't want it, is because they didn't understand this word either. Okay, is that possible? Is it possible that they also didn't understand what this word meant? I don't know. Just a thought. All right. Thank you to Blues. And Tenant said reverse cowgirl is also illegal in Florida. You can't turn your back on family. Never turn your back on family. Okay? Never turn your back on family. You never turn your back on family. All right. Ever. Sometimes you have to, okay? Because sometimes, what if your uncle daddy got a new car and you need to leave your brother to go be with your uncle daddy? All right? You can't just stay with both, right? That'd be against God. Bible says I can't do that. Tatted, I am also shocked YouTube let you say that without editing. I am also shocked, Tatted, that YouTube let you say that without editing. Bible does say you can have more than one wife, okay? But not more than one husband, right? See? Not more than one husband. Gotta choose either your brother or your uncle. Okay, that's it.
It's insane.
You don't get both. Tara said I wouldn't want more than one. Bro, I don't know. Sure, hey, whatever you're into, dude. Like, I can barely handle one partner. Okay, barely. All right, barely. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we drive each other crazy most of the time. So, to be completely honest with you, yeah. But anyway, y'all, if you guys still support Trump, you can call in on the number that's above my head. We're just talking about Florida not passing bills to stop you from marrying your cousin. I'm just toss back up there again because I can't help it. So that's what we're talking about right now. We're gonna get into some PACT Act stuff. We're gonna get into the director or the anti-terrorism director leaving, all this sort of stuff. So we're gonna keep getting into it. But please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. If you're in here, please come in, say something in the chat up the chat a bit. If you'd like support, I do have, live gift goals and super chats and super stickers and gifting and all that stuff. So if you'd like support, we really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. It does help to get the live rolling and moving on that algorithm. So I thank you guys so much. I really do. I know people are having some problems with gifting right now. I have the hat and mustaches because I'm trying to clear that off my gift gallery, but I think there's some gifting issues on the clock today. So, hey, it happens. All right. Sonia, did you just show up? We've been talking about that for 10 minutes. We've been talking about that for 10 minutes. Oh my goodness. Scott, Scott, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. I really appreciate that. Said the UK, along with its colonies in Commonwealth and France, declared war on Germany on September 3rd, 1939, following the invasion. The USA didn't enter World War II until after the bombing of Pearl Harbor. That is all correct. And I can read it. So we're doing great. Thank you, Scott. Very, very true. Though they did have some involvement with the UK as far as opening up shipping lanes, shipping tanks and other things like that. Though they did have some things. So, but yes, correct. We didn't declare war until after that. So that is actually very true. So thank you so much, Scott. Kramer, thank you so much for the $10 and happy St. Patrick's Day, bub. Thank you so much. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you and happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you out there. All right. And Shush, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. Went out to Billy, Falcon, John Deere, Joseph, and Past. All just got memberships over there on my Portrait Live. So I really appreciate it. Big W's to the chat for Scott, for Kramer, and for Shush for those gifteds at the end. For helping to keep the live going and boosting the live. I really, really appreciate that. Also, thank you so much, Mia. Oh my goodness. Mia lighting up the hat and mustaches. Oh my goodness. I can't even count how many Mia just sent. Huge W's in the chat to Mia for lighting that thing up real quick. I actually checked out Mia's live the other day. We went there and hung out for a little bit. Mia had a great little live going on. We went and hung out there again. So, yeah, thank you so much. Big W's in the chat for Mia for lighting up that gift gallery over there with the hat and mustaches. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Mia. Thank you so much. Yeah, we hung out in Mia's live for a while. That was cool. Ari and I did for a little bit. Yeah, that was good times. It was a good time. Mia says wild shit. Okay. So, all right. Again, y'all, if you guys would still support Trump, you guys can call on the number above my head or next to me. I guess it depends on where you're looking. We get that going. So let's go to the next thing that I want to talk about today while we keep this thing going. What just buzzed? Something's buzzing. What is going on here? Sorry, just pulling up something real quick. A little slow on my notes today. Oh no, didn't want to do that either. That'll work. That's just a video. All right. Well, as we're waiting on any Trump supporters to come on and show up, we might talk about some Cuba too. We might talk about some SAVE Act. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. But the head of the National Counterterrorism Center, Joe Kent, resigned today because he said that Iran posed no imminent threat to the United States and that he could not justify staying in his position over this war that they're lying about. Hello? Over this war that they're lying about. So when I come out here and I tell you guys, hey, that Iran wasn't posing an imminent threat, that they gave no reasoning whatsoever, all right, for why they're perpetrating this war, all right? And you guys don't believe me, right? You guys just believe, whatever story Donald Trump or Marco Rubio or JD Vance makes up today. Ooh, excuse me, sorry. You believe whatever they decide to make up that day. Why don't you listen to the head of the National Counterterrorism Center? You guys probably won't listen to him either, will you? Hello, how are you?
Yeah, cutie.
You probably won't listen to him either because you guys have been taught not to listen to professionals. You guys have been taught that everybody that knows things, okay, is wrong. Because Donald Trump has conditioned you, right? Donald Trump has conditioned you, okay, to only listen to the things that he tells you. To only listen to the things that he tells you, right? And then, so when people like Joe Kent said he can't in good conscience, right, support this war because the reasoning behind Donald Trump and the administration going into the war is completely fraudulent. You guys don't even believe it. Okay. I wanted to read the full quote from it if I can find it. Until June 2025, you understood that wars in the Middle East were a trap that robbed America of the precious lives of our patriots and depleted the wealth and prosperity of our nation. I cannot in good conscience support the ongoing war in Iran. Here's the whole thing. After much reflection, I've decided to resign from my position as the director of the National Counterterrorism Center effective today. I cannot in good conscience support the ongoing war in Iran. Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation, and it is clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby. I support the values and the foreign policies that you campaigned on in 2016, 2020, and 2024 when you enacted it, which you enacted in your first term. Until June of 2025, you understood that the wars in the Middle East were a trap that robbed America of the precious lives of our patriots and depleted the wealth and prosperity of our nation. In your first administration, you understood better than any modern president how to decisively apply military power without getting us drawn into never-ending wars. You demonstrated this by killing, Soleimani and defeating ISIS, which that's a lie, but whatever. Early administration, high-ranking Israeli officials officials and influential members of American media deployed a misinformation campaign that wholly undermined your America First platform and sowed pro-war sentiments to encourage a war with Iran. This echo chamber was used to deceive you into believing that Iran posed an imminent threat to the United States, that you should strike now. There was a clear path to a swift victory. This was a lie and is the same tactic the Israelis used to draw us into the disastrous Iraq war that cost our nation the lives of thousands of our best men and women. We cannot make this mistake again. As a veteran who deployed to combat 11 times and as a Gold Star husband who lost my beloved wife Shannon in a war manufactured by Israel, I cannot support sending the next generation off to fight and die in a war that serves no benefit to the American people nor justifies the cost of American lives. I pray that you will reflect upon what we are doing in Iran and who we are doing it for. The time for bold action is now. You can reverse course and chart a new path for our nation, or you can allow us to slip further into decline and chaos. You hold the cards. I don't know how to say it any better. You know, it's really bad too, right? And I'll put it up on the screen. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but it's really bad when people like Joe Rogan and, you know, these guys are like, oh, we got duped. You didn't get duped, or you didn't get you're not being betrayed. You got duped. You got tricked. Okay. You got manipulated. That's all that was. Okay. Hello. How are you? Yeah. Like the Joe Rogans and what's his name? Andrew Schultz and all these guys, they keep coming out and they're like, oh, we didn't know what was going to happen. It's like, well, dude, I knew. Like, you're on these podcasts all the time. You talk to people all the time, and you can't tell when somebody is blatantly manipulating you. You can't tell that, you know, when somebody is just obviously, you know, like just manipulating you, because it was so obvious. Right? And now you're going to sit here and be like, oh, I never saw this coming. Well, if you didn't see it coming, then I don't know what to tell you, man. Okay? Maybe it's just because they're not real freaking, you know, people that actually care about America or care about politics and only care about freaking, you know, what makes good content. And they knew they could make a whole bunch of good content if Donald Trump was the president. And so they told everyone to go vote for him to line their own pockets. That's the only thing I can think. That is truly the only thing I can think. Hello?
Hello?
Maybe that's what it was. And I guess they're getting it now. You know? I guess they're getting it now. I guess they're getting all the content they want as they go, oh no, this wasn't what we wanted. We told you it was going to happen. We told you he tried to do it his first term. We told you. And you didn't listen to anything. Okay? You didn't listen to anything. And now you're like, oh, I can't believe we're in a forever war. Well, then I don't know what to tell you, man. You could have had somebody who literally did not want to take us to war. Okay? Who really would have kept us out of these wars, who would have strengthened our alliances, who would have done things diplomatically, right? But you were like, she has a funny laugh. Which I know is just code for, you know, you didn't want to vote for a black woman, right? Let's call it what it is. She has a funny laugh, which is code for you didn't want to vote for a black woman. We didn't know enough about her. Well, you might not have, okay? But you knew a whole bunch about Trump to know that he was a piece of shit. Maybe you didn't know everything about Kamala Harris. You knew enough about Trump not to vote for him, or at least you should have. Okay? Or at least you should have. Okay? You knew he was a felon. You made excuses for him. You knew he freaking was sexually assaulted someone. You made excuses for him. You knew he stole money from kids with cancer. You made excuses for him because you didn't want to vote for a black woman. That's all. Hello.
Hi there.
Hi, how old are you?
24.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yeah.
Do you have the live on in the background or something? There's an echo.
Do I what?
There's an echo.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. There's nothing I can do about that.
Well, I'm not going to listen to myself echo. So is there something in the background or something? See, now it's gone. Why do you still support Trump?
Because he's the best option.
He's not an option. He's been president for 14 months now. No one else has been politically relevant in 16. He's not an option. Who's the other option, sir?
I don't know.
If there's no other option, then how is he the best option?
Well, because I don't know.
All right. We got the real bright ones on today, guys. We got the ones that we got the people that are calling in today are the ones that were super, super happy, all right, that this bill didn't pass, all right? The ones that are calling in today are like super, super happy that this bill didn't pass, all right? Just none of the brain cells, okay? But years of inbreeding does that. Okay. years of inbreeding does that. If you do still support Trump, you can call the number above my head and we can have a conversation. Hopefully you have a little bit more brain cells than the last guy. It is funny how like the live starts, no one wants to call in. Then by the time that like they start calling in, then I get calls for freaking 3 straight hours. But then it's too late. Nobody wants to talk. It's funny. Scott, thank you so much for the $2. Said Ari knows my mind is faster than my typing thumb. Hey, that happens. You're too smart for typing. You're too smart for typing. All right? Can't help it. All right. Well, while we're waiting for a Trump supporter to call in, you guys say that last guy was trolling. I don't know if I believe that last guy was trolling. I think that is like the smartest Trump supporters that are left on the planet are ones that sound like that guy. All right. I think the only people that still support Trump are the ones that sound like that guy. There's no other ones left. That's all of them. All right. That's all of them. Where you guys keep I think what happens is you guys keep looking for ones that are smart and then like a bunch of dumb ones call in and you're like, oh, they must be trolling. I think that's just it, but big dog, I think that's it. I think that's it. Well, they are arguing the SAVE Act right now on the Senate floor. I think they're still doing it. They were doing it when I still got on. And yeah, does it look like they might try to push it through and, do a talking filibuster? It's totally possible. We'll see what happens, but it does have a decent chance that it'll pass now. Absolutely. Now, I'm sure it will face multiple lawsuits once that happens, because again, it's totally against taking away states' rights and in violation of the Constitution on multiple different ways. Okay. But I do think it's funny that they just tried to sneak that they're just sneaking a bunch of anti-trans legislation in it. Like they're literally talking about it as a voting act, and then they're like, oh yeah, let's just put a whole bunch of like anti-trans stuff in there. Okay. It's kind of wild. Let's see. Hello? All right, goodbye. They're pretty much trying to codify Donald Trump's earlier EO about trans people in sports. And I always think this is not like, I don't normally even talk about this anymore on the live. Like I don't really have this conversation, right? When it comes to the live. I don't really have this conversation because I think it's dumb. I think that the right has tried to make this a political thing. And I think the majority of Americans don't really give a shit. Right? They phrased it as this horrible thing like, oh, people really care about keeping trans people out of sports. And I don't think the majority of people really care. I really don't. Right? I think the majority of people understand that this is a non-issue while they're watching all of their grocery prices go up, while we're currently at war. And I think this is a simple non-issue for most voters, right? But they keep trying to force it. You notice how they keep doing that? They keep trying to force it and make it a thing because it's all they have. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 23.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes.
Awesome. Why is that?
Because he's kind of a baddie.
And they keep trying to like sneak it in, and they keep like Caroline Leavitt was actually on Fox News, I think, or some bullshit, right? And she was just like going on and on and on and on and on, like talking about the SAVE Act and how it had to pass to keep trans people out of sports. I think the last numbers I saw were 0.6% of the population is trans, right? 0.6. Okay. Just over a 0.5%. Of that number, only a minute percentage play sports. And of that, okay, the majority of the ones that play sports are actually born biologically as women, assigned women at birth, and then transition to men. And they never talk about them. And they never, ever, ever, ever talk about that side. Why do they never talk about that side? Crazy. Someone asked, what does the SAVE Act have to do with sports? Because the SAVE Act includes things about sports. Read the bill. Yeah, they love Caitlyn Jenner, right? They never talk about the fact that the most shh.
Hello.
They don't talk about the fact that the majority of trans people that play sports are actually trans men, right? They don't talk about that. This is why all you ever hear from them talk about is like Leah Thomas, Riley Gaines. That's it. Because that's the only two they can find. Right? Because that's the only two they can find. So they just talk about them over and 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 over. You know, they've done studies on this, by the way. States have done like internal studies to find out how big of a problem this is in their states. To find out how big of a problem this is in their states, right? And I don't think there was a singular state, right, that had double digits of trans people playing in sports. The majority of them were like 1 or like 3.
Hello.
It's crazy how they try to make this such a big deal so that they can, They can distract from all the real issues. It really is nuts.
Hello?
Shh. Can't you hear me talking?
Sorry, my fault.
God, learn some manners. Anyways, what they just try to do is they try to just distract you from all the issues while they're purposely trying to take away your ability to freaking vote, right? So they can suppress elections, so they can put a poll tax on you. All they're talking about is trans people. And that's what's really sad, is it's all distraction. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm excellent. How old are you?
I'm 21.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes, of course.
Why is that?
Well, you see, I'm Jewish, so I really support what he's doing for Israel. And I'm a big MAGA fan, so yeah.
You're a big MAGA fan?
Make America Great Again.
You're a fan of a political movement?
Yeah.
Why?
Can you not be that?
Like, you can be. I'm just saying it's not very bright.
Why isn't it bright?
Because what's the word fan mean?
What do you mean? What does the word fan mean? Fan means
Fan is
somebody
short for something. What is it short for?
to be honest with you, I have no idea.
Yeah, it's short for fanatic, right? Fan is just a shortened way of saying fanatic, right? So like you're a fanatic over some political like ideology that doesn't really mean anything. It's just a catchphrase. It's just a strange thing to be a fanatic about, right? Like it's not like it's a sports team. This isn't the NFL or something. You should just support good politics and not be caught up being a fan of just some, you know, some catchphrase.
Sorry, you were talking. I'm not really caught up in it. I just say I'm like not a fanatic, but I'm to the point where it's just like, you know, like how there's like a basketball team or whatever, and you're playing, like the team is playing or whatever, and like of course you're going for them because they're your team. It's not like I'm gonna go out of my way to like go to like rallies or whatever. I just support what they do.
Yeah, see, but that's a sports team, sir. That doesn't affect people's lives, right?
Yeah, but
like I'm a Chargers fan, sir. Like I'm a big Chargers fan, right? If the Chargers suck, okay, or the Chargers don't do something right, or the Chargers sign somebody I don't like, nothing happens, right? So if I can be a fanatic about a team, like, oh, they made a bad signing, nothing really is affected in my life, right? But you're saying you're a fan, and by saying you're a fan, you're saying that you're going to support them just generally, regardless of what they do, instead of just supporting good policy and good politics, right? Which is the correct way. Being able to change and alter what you think about politics at a moment's notice without having to worry about whether MAGA thinks it's okay or not is very, very important, all right? This is literally what they try to get you to do, right? They try to make you a sycophant. They try to bring you into the cult where you're a fan, right? Instead of just realizing that this whole make America great thing is really making Venezuela great. It's making Israel great. It's making Iran great. It's making Argentina great. It's making everyone actually great besides the United States, right? But yet you're still a fan of it.
No, see, that's not what I was saying. You like what I was trying to say is like not word for word what you were saying. Like, okay, how do I explain this? Here, let's say for like when you were talking about the sports team of how you were supporting the Chargers, right? Like it doesn't affect my everyday life. Like it's the same thing with that. I feel like I'm not like a crazy fanatic for them, but like I support them.
You're the one who said fans, or not me.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't mean it in that way. I was obviously wrong in my grammar, which I apologize for, but yeah.
Okay, so why do you support a political movement instead of just supporting America?
Can you not support both?
No.
Why?
Because Donald Trump is in violation of the first, second, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, 14th, 24th, or 22nd and 24th Amendments. He's very anti-American. He literally breaks the laws of the United States. He does things that are against the Constitution. And again, he seems to be making every other country on the planet try to be great except for us. So no, you can't support America and then support the person who's doing things that are anti-America.
Well, how is he making it anti-America with all the tariffs that he's been making? He said that they've made quite a bit last time I checked.
Who pays a tariff?
What?
Who pays a tariff?
I pay for tariffs.
So how is it making America great again to charge Americans more
It's going
taxes?
straight to the USA.
Sir, you are the USA.
Yeah, so it's going into tax. That's what taxes are for.
So what you're saying is Trump is making America great again by raising your taxes.
Yeah, why are taxes bad? Taxes are for the people.
Taxes are for the people. How is he using your taxes for the people?
Well, he's using it to support Israel and many other countries. So
No. You said it's for the American people. How is he using your tax dollars to support the American people? It's already pretty telling that the first thing you respond to when I say, how is he using it to support the American people? You say Israel. Do you not know that Israel and the United States are two different countries?
I mean, it depends who you ask if Israel even is a country, but yeah.
So my choices are United States and Israel are not the same country, or United States is a country and Israel's not. Both of those are the same thing, sir, as far as I'm concerned when it comes to, is it supporting the United States? I asked you how your tax dollars were supporting the United States citizens, the people of the United States. That's what I asked you.
So, for example, like roads, maybe it pays for, or just like everything else, helping with like houses, like I don't know.
Yeah, that happened under the Biden administration. The largest infrastructure bill in American history happened under the Biden administration. It was already paid for and set out by the Biden administration. Donald Trump's not doing that.
Okay, but the thing is that those roads like diminish over time. Like, I'm personally in Canada right now, and it seems like they only have 3 seasons: winter, heat, and working on roads. So, it seems like they.
So first of all, sir, I just said it was a 10-year bill. And so Donald Trump has not done anything for infrastructure. Okay. Because Biden did it for 10 years and him raising the taxes doesn't help that. Second of all, why the fuck am I talking to you if you're in Canada?
What do you mean? I'm an American citizen. I'm on for work right now. Why does that concern you?
You're on for work right now? You mean you live in Canada?
No, I do not live in Canada.
Then why are you calling me from a non-American number?
Because I have dual numbers. It's called paying like $80 for dual numbers for each month.
Gotcha. So you pay for dual numbers and you called an American number using your Canadian number.
Yeah, my fault for not switching on my SD card. I mean, would you like my security info? What else, man?
No, I just think you're lying.
No, but listen, man. Whatever floats your boat. So yeah, I support Trump.
Your SD card doesn't control your what phone number you call me from, by the way.
Why are you concerned about that right now? Or are you going to?
Because I don't argue about Trump with people that don't go here.
Do you want me to like show you my ID or some shit? Like, dude.
No,
what?
I just want you to go away. That was all. No, I don't. I just want you to go away. Sorry, I'm not going to have a conversation with you about what Trump is doing or not doing for America if you're not part of the system in which he affects. Okay? If you don't have a dog in the fight, right? Then why am I worried about what you're saying? with all due respect, which isn't much. Okay. Which isn't much. How to Live, thank you so much for that. If you guys make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like support, I do have the money guns, I have super chats, I have all that fun stuff. I really appreciate you. Robs, I think we'll do worse, by the way. I think we'll do worse. I don't think that was it. I think we'll do worse. Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you?
Hi there. How's it going?
It's going great. How old are you?
22.
Thank you, Rob. Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Oh, you betcha.
Oh, you betcha. What are you, literally Canadian?
I'm from Georgia, pretty much the furthest from Canada you can possibly get, my guy.
I know where Georgia is. You don't have to describe it. It's north of me.
Yeah, we're right north. Yeah, you're in Florida, aren't you?
Yeah. I know you don't have to describe where on the map Georgia is. But regardless, that's something they normally say in places like Minnesota and Canada. So that's why I asked. So you don't got to throw a little attitude, okay?
Yeah, of course, buddy.
Oh, buddy, too?
I'm trying to be like happy and cheerful. I'm not trying to be condescending. I swear.
Oh, yeah, don't you know?
Okay. Well, anyways, I kind of support Trump because, gosh, he's just, he's done a lot of good stuff. I mean, I think I'll start with the border. I mean, so as you know, you want to compare 2023 to 2025. Just in terms of the actual amount of people crossing over, I mean, it's completely night and day. You still there?
Oh, you betcha.
Okay. Yeah, so the amount of encounters went down like a crazy amount. I mean, I think I disagree a little bit with the way he's handled some of the raids and stuff, at least the optics. I'm glad he fired Christy Nome because she was not making things very good.
Oh, yeah, bud.
Okay, are you gonna like interact with my ideas at all, or because you usually push back about this time, tell me how I'm wrong in like 5 different ways?
Why would I do that, Theory?
Okay, I'm not. I mean, the whole foreign policy stuff too. That's been. That's been really good. I mean, obviously, Venezuela. I mean, a lot of the migrants were coming up there because of the political instability and the fact they were going through they're going through a famine partially, and making that country, at least more politically hospitable to the people there. That'll be good for actually getting people to go back there. I mean, like I work, like you say that the regime only switched out one figurehead for another, but the actual people, I work with a guy. He's actually considering going back a lot more than when Maduro was in charge. And if the lady ever acts up again, we have her number. We can go strike her again, and we'll put her in the same place we put Maduro if she decides to do the same things that he did.
It's insane.
But seriously, I called him to have a conversation. Are you there still?
I'm here. You haven't said anything to conversate with yet. You've literally said, you say this, you say that. Like you literally have said your side of the argument and then said my side of the argument afterwards and then said your side of the argument and then said my side of the argument. You literally just said the words, You would say that it's one regime for another, and then went on to explain to me how it's not really the one regime for another. Yeah, how if she acted up, we could do this. You made the argument about the encounters. Then you said they could go back. You literally made you're making both your argument and my argument. So what am I supposed to say, sir?
Well, tell me where I've gotten wrong, because I'm fairly this is kind of weird, honestly. I mean,
I just don't know what you want me to engage with. It sounds like you're a fan. You're telling me when I would normally jump in conversation, right? It sounds like you've watched me enough to know what arguments I'm about to make,
okay,
right? Because you're making them. So I just don't understand. So I just don't understand. Do you want me to just repeat all the stuff that you know that I'm going to say when you already know all of it?
Let's get on to something new. Honestly, I mean, you made the assertion, I think, a bunch of times that the border was that Joe Biden, sorry, not Joe Biden, we have an open border right now because we have zero detentions and that people are coming across and still pouring drugs in when the numbers really don't support that.
I've never made that claim.
Really? Maybe it was Ari. You two kind of merged together in my mind because you do so many joint streams and stuff. I don't know.
Okay. I've never made that claim.
Okay.
Ari also said she's never said that either. She's in my chat. She wanted to make sure you knew that.
Wow. Okay. Huh. So why is it bad to have voter ID exactly for actual elections?
We already have voter ID laws. Every state in the United States already has a voter ID laws.
Right. Yeah, I should probably. This is going nowhere. This is a bad idea to call in, honestly.
I agree. You're not doing well.
Hopefully, you find some more crazies to clip farm on. But hey,
sir, I'm gonna clip you. I have no idea what you're doing on this live. I have no idea what you're doing here. Do you know how a conversation or like a debate works? It requires you to make a point and then for me to argue that point and then for you to respond to the point that I made off of your response. That's how this works. Okay? It doesn't work if you just come up here and make my argument for me, tell me all the things I'm about to say, and then argue them by yourself. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. You didn't leave anything open for me to even argue with you, sir. Okay? You truly didn't leave anything for me to argue with you. I don't know what to tell you. Okay? I don't know what to tell you. All right? I would love to have a good conversation. All right? But really at this point, it sounds like you could just do like your own live where you just like, you put like me, like you can put like a picture of me up on the background and then you could just make both of our arguments for us. Scott, thank you so much for the $5. Said, hey, USAers, sorry to say Canada has a bad taste in our mouths for USA that will take 10 years of scope to start losing the taste. It might take a few more than that, to be completely honest with you. But thank you so much, Scott. Hello, how are you?
Hi there, I'm doing good. Thanks for asking.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 24.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes, I did.
You did or you do?
I do, currently.
Awesome. Why is that?
Well, man, I don't know about you, but
I'm feeling
still support Trump
22.
every time I see him. Sorry, what?
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22.
Could you please let me get my point across?
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to sing. What's your point?
Okay, I don't know about you, but I still support Trump. Every time I see him, it makes my wiener jump.
Okay, man.
What about
Any
you?
other reasons?
Hmm?
Is it any other reasons?
No, just that.
Oh, okay. I would advise psychiatric care.
Okay,
All right. Cool.
have a good one.
I mean, you're the one who probably needs the good note, man. You're over here getting aroused by 80-year-old dudes that shit themselves. But I mean, if that's you, dude, if that's what you're into, I'm pretty sure there's a job open for you, to be completely honest with you. Like, Melania sure as hell don't want to touch him. All right. So Melania sure don't want to touch him. So maybe there's an open job for you. All right. See, Robs, I told you we would get a new chuckle fuck. I told you that wasn't the end of it. Beans, thank you so much to $10. Said, okay, Paulie, I say this because I'm a big supporter of your channel, but you're being really unnecessarily prickly today, and it's not productive and makes you look like an ass. Well, thank you, Beat. I appreciate that. I have not had one singular serious caller the entire time I've been on, so I don't even know who you're telling me I'm being prickly with. I have had a dozen trolls and one Canadian Georgia guy who argued for me. So I don't even know who you're telling me that I'm being prickly to. So, but hey, whatever floats your boat, man. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hello, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing awesome. How old are you?
I am 22.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. Why is that?
So I just wanted to add on to the last guy's point. Trump does make my wiener jump.
You guys are kind of weird. Like you guys are super weird, man. You guys are super weird. Is this the only people that still support Donald Trump are people with, with fetishes for I don't know, diaper wearing old men? I mean, I guess there are people out there that have fetishes for diaper wearing old men. I guess that is a thing, right? I'm not saying it's not a thing. It still definitely could be a thing. Hello, how are you? Hello?
Hello. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
All right, big fan, Polly, big fan.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye now. Big fan. All right, bye-bye. Yo, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm telling you, I think it's because it's St. Patrick's Day and people started on the JMO a little early. Okay? That must be what it is. Hello, how are you?
Hey, what's up, man? Great. How are you doing?
Doing good. How old are you?
I'm 18,
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
of course.
Why is that?
Because, he's going to get rid of gambling taxes. Also, I'm excited for UFC White House.
Okay. I've talked to you before and you've come up and said the exact same thing, which is a waste of time. He's not going to get rid of anything. Though I really think you should get rid of gambling taxes. Like, I do actually agree with that. Hello, how are you?
Good.
Hello?
Hello?
How old are you?
Your mom.
I couldn't. There sounded like there was a child in the background, and I was like, "Who left this child with a child?" That's what I was thinking the whole time. I would like to refer all of you back to Florida not passing a bill to stop people from marrying their first cousins on why we're not having any good callers so far. Okay. I would like to reference you all back to this. Okay. Because I believe this is why we don't have good callers, is because bills like this. Okay. Don't pass. All right. Is that what it is? All the parents are at the bar for freaking all the parents are at the bar for St. Patrick's Day and left their kids at home. Is that what it is? Hello, how are you?
Yeah, what's up?
How old are you?
32.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
You know it, man. Come on. I'll fight for his country.
Well, thank you for your service. I really, really appreciate that. All right. I'm actually having fun. I don't know about you guys. I know maybe this isn't the best for you. I'm having a blast. I'm having a great time. Hello, how are you?
Good, you?
Good. How old are you?
37.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yep.
Awesome. Why is that?
I actually got to ask you a question first. Did your mother know
Does my mother know what?
that you're gay as fuck?
I don't know. You want to ask her? She watches these.
Or your girl?
Hmm? You can ask her yourself. Hi, Mom. Hello, how are you? Yeah. She watches a lot of these. Yeah. You can just ask her yourself. This is funny. Maybe maybe the problem is that I'm not on the JMO. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe I should have been celebrating a little bit more. Maybe I should have been celebrating more like earlier. Maybe I'm too sober for this. If you'd like to support the live, I do have super chat, super stickers, pay links in the bio, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. They're all at Polypolitics. Also got the Money Guns Live Gold, trying to clear that off the gift gallery. So if you'd like to support that way, I really appreciate it. If you're sitting in my TikTok guest request box and you're trying to get a hold of me, I'm not taking them because if I bring you guys up, you guys will just hear a horrible echo. Okay, it's the way that my freaking my soundboard works, and you guys will hear it repeated back to you twice. I'm pretty sure. I guess I can try one. Last time it was causing an echo, but I can see. Maybe it wasn't. Hello, how are you?
I saw Trump's penis.
President Donald Trump did not. Oh no, I was looking at something. Did not endorse John Cornyn or Ken Paxton before the before the candidates could withdraw. Hello, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing excellent. How old are you?
24.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
No, I voted for him and I regret my vote.
Smart man.
Well, but not for the reason you think.
The reason I think doesn't matter. I didn't even think of a reason, to be completely honest with you.
All right. Well, I like talking politics, and I think Trump is very moderate this second term.
Okay. Well, whatever reason you don't support him doesn't really bother me.
Oh, absolutely. All right. Well, you have a great night.
You too. Yeah, I don't really need like a big reasoning behind it. All right. Yeah, cool. I'll even go this far, and this is sad because I don't know if you guys saw that Nick Fuentes was literally like, with this Iran war, I can't support Trump. Right. And if the election happened right now, or if it was JD Vance or Marco Rubio, I would end up voting for a Democrat. Nick Fuentes, far right, Groyper, white supremacist, white nationalist, said that he can't support Trump. Okay. If Trump is too stupid for Nick Fuentes and you're still supporting Trump, then I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Okay. These are literally the people that are like some of the worst of the worst. And even they're like, this dude's too bad for us. All right. So if you still support Trump after that, then I don't know what to tell you. All right. So if that's the reason that you don't support Trump anymore is because of that reason, then that's fine too. That still doesn't bother me. Hello, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good. How old are you?
58 years old.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. Why is that?
Oof, so many reasons. I mean, obviously, because of my age, I've been through 22 presidents in my lifetime.
Because of your age? Is that what you said? Sorry, it was
No.
cutting it out.
Oh, no, I said, obviously, for many reasons, I've always voted Republican. There's a big, echo feedback. Is that on my end or your end?
That's going to be on my end, but I can't fix it. You'll just end up having it, which is why I tell people to call in on the number above my head instead of jumping in here. But nobody listens.
Got you.
Unless I do this. Hold on. This might work. I'm not sure. Is it still there?
Hello. It's a little better.
What about now?
It's still there. Okay, don't worry about it. I'll figure it out.
All right. Well, anyways.
Well, the main thing I really want to talk about is this whole Iran thing. And I go scrolling through TikTok and I see all the anti-Trump people and talking, and just like you and everybody, all the other leftists and Democrats, and they all say, why did we get involved in this war? It's nothing to do with us. It's none of our business. It's getting our American people killed. And I'm a veteran, by the way. And the one question I ask myself, let's say we did nothing, right? Just like Obama and Biden, and they did nothing about it. And let's say Iran did get their hands on a nuke or long-distance missiles and actually killed 100,000 people. Then would you guys be okay with bombing the shit out of them?
That's a lot of what ifs.
Not really, because
it actually is quite a. It is actually is quite a bit. I've been telling them this for a long time. But sir, you're making. Let me be very clear. What you're doing is you're saying, what if all this stuff that didn't happen, has never happened? Then would it be okay for something to happen?
Embassies?
Iran has they ever bombed an America? I'm sure they bombed one bit at some point.
Over the last 40 years, you know how many terrorist acts they're responsible for?
I didn't ask how many terrorist acts they're responsible for. I asked you how many bombs that Iran directly dropped on an embassy. Because nothing that Donald Trump has done has stopped them from funding proxies that are still committing terrorist acts. It's actually the exact opposite.
Right, but the thing is, unfortunately, I'm going to believe his military advisors and intelligence way more than I'm going to trust you or any other liberal talking on TikTok. That if they're telling that they are actually a danger and possess a threat to our national security, not so much here on the mainland, but across the world at bases and stuff like that. I'm going to take their word for it, and I'm going to trust my government and my advisors, and I'm going to take care of that problem.
Gotcha. So you're going to trust the people in Donald Trump's cabinet whose job is to actually hold on, sir. Let me finish my sentence, please. It's a lot easier to answer my question if you let me finish it. So you're going to believe the advisors and the people that work in the Trump administration that specifically specialize in this type of thing. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. Like Joe Kent, the director of the National Counterterrorism Center, that was appointed by Donald Trump, who quit today, saying that Iran was not an imminent threat to the United States and that he could not support the war because of it.
Would you like to give me a list of people who said that they are a threat?
Sure, go ahead. What is the list?
Look at the general. Actually, all the generals that are involved in the military attacks now.
Yeah, give me a name.
I don't. I'm on my phone. I'd have to
Cool.
actually get.
You said you would trust cabinet members, sir. You said you would trust cabinet members, okay,
Absolutely.
that
100%.
work for Trump, that advise on specifically these things. You're talking about terrorist threats from Iran, and the literal director of the National Counterterrorism Center under the Trump administration said today that everything that you're saying is false.
Is he currently in that position?
As of about 2 hours ago, no.
Is he currently in that position?
Oh, you're one of those type of people.
Just like you.
This is called moving the goalpost, sir. Has this person worked in the Trump cabinet and was
You never
specially
answered
put
the
there?
question. I asked you a specific question. You didn't answer it.
Sir, I already answered your fucking question.
No,
That's why I'm not answering it again.
100,000 people. Then what you would have said?
Oh, we're back on that question? We're not talking about
Yes,
that
you
anymore,
never
sir.
answered it.
We're
You
talking
never
about,
answered it.
listen.
I'm listening.
You said, okay, that if Donald Trump's advisors said that it wasn't true, you would believe them. Then I give you an advisor, sir. Then I give you an advisor who said that it wasn't true, and now all of a sudden you just completely abandon your entire thought process?
That's hearsay.
That's not hearsay. I could literally have his exact quote. Would you like me to read it?
Why do you think he quit?
Because of what you just said.
He's going to get fired.
After much reflection, I've decided to resign from my position as the director of National Counterterrorism Center effective today. I cannot in good conscience support the ongoing war in Iran. Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation, and it is clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby.
Okay, so that's one guy.
Oh, gotcha. So now you need every single other one,
name
right?
me some more.
No, you
Name
name me one that goes against him.
I could easily do that, but I'd have to go and get some names and research it. But I can guarantee
So you
there's
don't have a
plenty.
name.
There's plenty.
So you don't have a name.
I know, I don't. I don't sit
okay.
there and study it like you.
Because you just said a second ago that you had a name, and like you asked me,
No,
I asked you, and
said
I
could
gave
come
you
up with that.
a direct name,
I'm
and you
saying I
came
could
up with
come up with
absolutely
that.
nothing. Just out of curiosity, it's
that's
just
not
funny
right,
how
though.
fast your goalpost moves. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you never answer the question, so look how fast you pivot.
Sir, again, your question is just a ridiculous hypothetical that hasn't happened.
No, it's not. That's the whole premise of the attack. What are you talking about?
Sir, Iran was not trying to attack the United States. Multiple
Says
different says the director of friggin' National Terrorism Center, says the
you're an
director
idiot.
of national intelligence, says
You're so stupid.
literally everybody that studies the Middle East period, says the intelligence agencies of 50 other allied countries, says literally themselves, literally everybody said that they were not trying to attack the United States and they posed no imminent threat. All right. Literally, Rubio said it right before he was put in the friggin' office with Trump.
The United States, right?
Has Iran, the government
They've
of
never
Iran,
killed
ever
Americans.
directly attacked the United States? No.
Not the. Oh my God, you're an idiot. Not the continental United States. I'm saying across the world. You're telling me they've never killed Americans?
Directly or through proxies?
What is that? See, you're pivoting. What have they responsibly?
No,
have they
no.
killed?
There's a
Americans?
big difference there, and that's why I tried to explain to you earlier, and you wouldn't listen. Okay, because the military attack that we're doing right now is taking out the Iran's conventional weapons. Okay,
Exactly.
so therefore, when we're talking about what we're doing, we're preventing them from ever using their conventional weapons from the government of Iran to attack United States citizens, and that they haven't done. Have they attacked us through proxies? Absolutely. They can still do that, and nothing that we've done changes that.
Oh, I disagree.
You're right. I actually disagree with that statement too. Everything we've done actually makes it more likely.
Negative. They are so. You have no idea what we've done to them. Militarily, they can't do shit.
Again, sir, they weren't doing anything militarily before.
Right, but you were the kind that wants to wait till they do.
Sir, if you can't keep up with this conversation, I'm already getting very annoyed with having to repeat myself. And it's fucking St. Patrick's Day, okay? And I don't have time to deal with this much stupid. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, we're just repeating. I'm repeating the same thing over and over and over and over for you to just bring up the same points over and over and over and over and over. Okay.
So
I need you to listen, right? Listen with your ears and try to comprehend with your brain. Okay. Because I'm only going to say it one more time. And if you say the same dumb shit again, I'm just hanging up the phone.
Oh God, please tell me.
Okay. It's not that difficult. If you're saying they did directly, they haven't done it directly. Your hypothetical was based off Iran's government directly hitting us with conventional weapons. You're asking if they've ever done that. The answer is no. No, they have not. Now, have they funded us through funded attacks on U.S. citizens and U.S. embassies and probably even in the continental United States through their proxies? Absolutely, they have. But right now, they're still funding their proxies. Actually, the only freaking crude oil ships that are going through the Strait of Hormuz and the ones that are being sold that are out in the water, all that money is going directly back to Iran for them to continue funding their proxies. Actually, it's actually a lot more likely that they're going to spend more time funding their proxies because they don't have any conventional weapons to begin with. Anyway, so that is the bigger threat that we need to worry about, and that is not being solved by this attack.
You done?
You see how I stopped talking? This is what we learned in kindergarten. When I stop talking, that means it's your turn.
Let's say, for example, that you're right. You're just how dismissive you are about. Oh, but we're just attacking by proxies and by this. You act like that doesn't count.
It does count. I want us to do things to stop them from being able to attack through proxies. What I'm saying is what we're doing isn't doing that.
And what about the killing of 40,000 of their own people?
It's funny how that number goes up literally every night I talk to somebody, just out of curiosity.
What number you want? 10,000? 1,000?
It doesn't matter if it's 100 people. It's
if it doesn't matter, then why do you fucking bitch about it?
Because it's just funny that I think that you guys just try to escalate it to make it worse and worse and worse and worse every night. It literally started with them doing 5,000 citizens like a couple weeks ago, and now it's all the way up to 40, and it's just crazy how it just jumps that far. Like I said, if it's 5 people, it's still wrong. Hell, if it's one person named Alex Preddy in Minnesota, it's horrible when the government kills their citizens. Okay, but regardless, it just keeps changing the number. My middle name is Pivot because I'm talking about governments executing their citizens.
You brought up Alex Preddy. We're talking about.
Was that not the United States government executing one of their citizens?
What the hell does Preddy have to do with Iran?
Because you're talking about Iran executing their citizens, and I'm talking about America executing their citizens. It's both
we're
governments.
Not talking about America executing the citizens.
Oh, gotcha. So you think it's okay when America does it, but not when Iran does it? Just out of curiosity, just clear. Okay, cool. No, I think it's absolutely.
I don't think America.
No, that's fine. You don't want me to pivot. Don't start pivoting now. Okay. So, anyways, what I was saying was, yes, that's absolutely horrible, and human rights violations that go that other countries put on their citizens is absolutely horrible. North Korea does the same thing. We make friends with them. Russia does the exact same. Shh.
As the president.
Jesus, goodness gracious. 50-something years old and never graduated kindergarten. So sad. Yeah, North Korea does the same thing. We make friends with them. Russia does the same things. We make friends with them. Hungary does the same things. We make friends with them. Every other government that freaking does horrible things to the U.S. citizens, Donald Trump makes friends with. But this one I'm supposed to believe is because of them doing stuff for their citizens. I'm sorry. I just don't. That just doesn't track to me.
Did you say we're friends with Korea?
Donald Trump was. He went over there, saluted their generals, had American citizens rolling out red carpets for him. Yeah.
You know why?
I don't know why, but that's a lot different from fucking attacking them militarily for killing their citizens, don't you think?
You know why? Because they have nukes.
Oh, gotcha. So what you're saying is that Iran should get nukes so they never get attacked again.
Right. That's why we won't let them.
That's what you believe. Yeah, that's what Iran now believes. Okay, because that's what this attack actually did. Thank you so much for actually bringing up my next point. That's really, really helpful for me. Yes, that Iran has no actual like expectation to actually negotiate with the United States anymore. Because why would they? Because both times they've tried to negotiate, we've bombed them, and the United States doesn't do that to country with nukes. So I think for their own security, they're probably going to think they need nukes now, which means that we're going to have to continually stop them, which means we're going to be in a forever war that's constantly freaking regurgitating more U.S. troops out there to be killed when we could have just used diplomacy from the get-go and not had this problem.
Right. So you think they haven't been trying to get nuked?
I mean, the director of national intelligence under the Trump administration said they weren't.
Oh my God! Do you know how many presidents? Well, you're young. How many presidents have you been around? 2?
Sir, that would make me 16 years old.
Right. So you didn't actually. How many of you actually voted for them?
Hmm?
How many presidents were you old enough to vote for? I know it's a difficult question.
I guess. Well, no, I just couldn't hear you, sir. Sorry. Stop slurring your words so much, and maybe I'll understand you next time. Okay. I guess technically it'd be 4.
Again. How many? 4?
All right. Something like that.
So you were around the first Obama?
Technically, yeah, I turned 18 right after, literally less than a month after Bush's second
So
term.
you didn't vote for Obama the first time? You did not vote for Obama the first time?
I did, yeah.
I thought you said you turned 18 after.
After Bush's second term.
Oh.
Yeah, because I would have turned 18 in December of 2004, and Bush would have gotten elected in November of 2004. Yeah, so I just missed Bush's second term.
I can show you video clips of Obama stating exactly what Trump said about Iran being a threat.
They are
and trying to build nuclear weapons. Would you like me to bring them up for you?
No.
You've seen them, right?
No, it doesn't surprise me. That's why he entered into the JCPOA to stop them from doing that.
But you just said a few minutes ago saying that Iran was not trying to build nukes.
Sir, I didn't say was Iran ever trying to build nukes. Obviously they were. We're talking about the current attack, sir. Were they trying to build nukes when we militarily attacked them?
They were actually...
Sir, let me ask you that question. Were they trying to build nukes when we actually attacked them?
I think they were.
Okay, the director of national intelligence says you're fucking wrong. Care. That's what I was saying, sir, is that in order that Donald Trump says that they were, and literally our own director of national intelligence and the freaking allied nations all say they weren't. I wasn't talking about, 20 years ago were they trying to build nukes? I'm sorry, I thought you could stay on the conversation for long enough.
So
my
you're
apologies.
Okay with them getting
I didn't realize that we meant that if at any point any country has tried to build nukes, we should attack them.
Are you okay with them getting nuked?
No, absolutely not.
Why?
Why? Because they're a freaking horrible nation that does human rights violations and disrupts the region and would probably use them.
So why do you have such a problem with us taking out that regime?
I don't have a problem with that regime being taken out. Donald Trump said specifically that it wasn't.
This is the problem with liberals. You're so...
I'm not a liberal either, sir.
Whatever. You're leftist, liberal.
Sir. Again, let me talk, okay? I'll do more of the talking. You're not very good at this, okay? You can't really keep up. We haven't taken out the regime, okay? The regime is still in place. Pete Hegseth got on stage and said this wasn't a regime change war. J.D. Vance got on stage and said it wasn't a regime change war, right? Donald Trump decides whether it's a regime change war based off of the day, okay? But no, I don't think that we should go in and just do a regime change war on every single country that we think is freaking bad, right? We tried that with Libya, failed. Tried with Afghanistan, failed. Tried it with Iraq, failed. Every single time that there's a country that's dangerous to us and we go in and do a regime change war, we fail. We fail every single time. I can't think of a time that we actually did it right.
Venezuela.
When did we do a regime change war in Venezuela?
A war wasn't necessary, but we definitely did a regime change.
When?
Like about a month and a half ago, I think it was.
That regime is still in power. So, nope, we didn't change the regime.
He is so under our control. You don't even know what you're talking about. And I'm from South America, brother.
Doesn't change that it's still the same regime.
It does. Yeah.
Do you know what the definition of a regime is?
Yes, I do.
What's the definition of a regime, sir?
Maduro is gone.
The definition of regime is Maduro is gone. Which dictionary did you find that definition in, sir? What dictionary did you, sir? What dictionary did you find regime? The definition of regime is Maduro is gone.
People so happy.
Oh, you didn't? Okay, now can you please give me the definition of what a regime is now, please? Please and thank you.
I don't need to do that.
Oh, that's code for I don't have a fucking clue. Yeah.
Okay, tell me, genius.
Tell you? You're supposed to tell me. You're telling me the regime changed. You're telling me the regime changed. Okay. You're telling me the regime changed, and you don't know what regime means?
I don't need it. I know what happened.
If you don't know what a regime is, sir, how can you tell me that it changed?
Did we change the government?
Sir, that's not what I asked you. I asked you how you can tell me that a regime changed if you don't know what a regime is. That's what I'm asking you.
The regime is basically the people who are running the country.
Yeah, it's way to look it up. Thank you. I appreciate that, by the way. But yeah, the entire government, the entire system of government that runs a country, okay? If you take out the head of a country, that doesn't change the regime. That just changes the head of that regime, right? And then the next person in that regime, the next person of that regime just steps in. So if the vice president becomes president afterwards, the regime is still in place. Just like when freaking, Khamenei, I forgot to pronounce his name, Khamenei, I'm putting the accents wrong. Just like when he gets killed and his son takes over, that doesn't mean that the regime has changed just because the leader got taken out, okay? Yeah.
Are you telling me in Venezuela the regime did not change?
Correct.
Right, okay. So you're telling me that that Venezuelan government has not completely changed their ways now?
Correct.
You're so foolish.
People are literally being arrested for frickin' protesting. They're put in jail for protesting and all that sort of. We have proof of all that, sir. So no.
False propaganda.
False propaganda from who, sir?
From you.
False propaganda from me.
Yep.
Oh, gotcha. Cool. So the people in Venezuela who are literally talking about it right now, they're also false propaganda.
Are happy as pie.
Oh, yeah. Well, apparently you've never actually listened to any of them. Yeah.
Oh my God. Are you serious, bro?
I am serious.
You're so foolish. You're so full of shit. You wouldn't know a Venezuelan if it slapped you in the face.
No, sir. I wouldn't know someone's nationality by them slapping me in the face. Can you tell someone's nationality from being slapped in the face by them?
Child and smart ass.
I'm just curious. Can you can you shut your eyes?
You always come back.
Like, can you shut your eyes and then get slapped and be like, that was a Venezuelan?
Talk about kindergarten.
Would you know if a kindergartner slapped you in the face?
Oh, okay. You're so funny. Are you done being a child?
I'm still trying to figure out how you know who's slapping you, sir. Have you been slapped that many times that you can actually tell someone's nationality or race or what grade they're in by it?
So you're going to tell me Cuba, we shouldn't take Cuba control of that?
You can tell if a Cuban slaps you too?
I'm asking you a question.
What is the difference between a Venezuelan slap and a Cuban slap?
I'm asking you a serious question.
So am I. I don't know the difference.
Take over Cuba?
I don't know. I would just go, ow. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't go like, oh, that's a Cuban.
If you got nothing more to talk about, just kick me.
What'd you say? You want me to kick you?
If you want. If you got nothing else, you're going to be a stupid child. Yeah, we'll just waste our time.
Sir, you're the one who's talked about Venezuelans slapping people in the face. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're still there, right?
So, all right, sir, but if you have nothing to talk about, you can just leave. You don't have to wait for me to kick you.
About Cuba.
You can just hang up.
Oh, yeah, nothing to say about Cuba, do you?
I have nothing to say about Cuba. I have tons to say about Cuba, sir. I'm still trying to figure out about Venezuelans slapping people in the face. I'm still stuck on that.
Well, because you're a child.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you were dropped on your head as one, which is why you can't make a valid argument, but regardless. Nope, you told me to drop you, and really, I'm over you. Anyways, y'all, please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Again, I really haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. I didn't know you could tell somebody's nationality just by getting slapped by them. That's a whole new thing for me. I'm trying to learn. I was trying to get some information on there. He's definitely been up before. He's not very bright. Scott, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. So the education system in red states must suck. Trump's little thing. Yeah, it's really, really weird. Beat says, my friend Carl literally has no idea what the definition of pivot is. No clue at all, Beat. No clue at all. Ted had said, Polly's mom, did he spend his book fair money on dumb stuff? I feel like you know the answer is that I actually spent it on books. But I think you knew that answer. Right? Like you knew that was the case. You knew that was the truth. All right, Ted. Y'all, if you guys like support the live, I do have super chats, super stickers, pay links in the bio, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. They're all at Polypolitics. That's like my name. And I also have the money guns for the live gift goal. Trying to clear out the gift gallery over there too. So if you guys like to help support over there, I really, really appreciate that. We're gonna move on to the next caller. Keep this thing going. Excuse me. But please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, support if you can. I gotta grab a tissue real quick. Let me be right back. I'm gonna grab a tissue. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right here. Talk to each other in the chat. All right, sorry about that. Let's open up these phone lines, keep this thing going. Where did Steve go? Steve went on vacation to we had to send Steve upstate. Yeah. Steve had to Steve got sent to Christy Gnome's ranch. All right. Steve got sent to Christy Gnome's ranch. He wasn't a very good hunter. Hello, how are you?
Hey, what's up?
How old are you?
Oh yeah, of course. I'm 18.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Do you debate only Trump supporters, conservatives, things that matter?
Yep.
Only?
Yep.
Yeah, I won't waste your time. All right, thank you, brother.
Yeah, no worries. Hello, how are you?
Hey, Polly, what up?
Hi, how old are you?
I am 31.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yeah, I do, bro.
Awesome. Why is that?
Yeah, just before I say that, I just wanted to ask you a question. Could we, no matter what goes down in this conversation, could we end off on peaceful terms without calling each other whatever you want, whatever you do with everybody else?
No
like,
guarantee
I'm
of that.
To say what I want to say.
Yep. And so why do you still support Trump?
Oh, okay, sure. So I think what he's doing right now in Iran, I think it's probably the bravest thing you could do. I know you brought up with the director that he said it's not imminent. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't really care if it's not imminent. And you're going to ask me maybe, because from what I've heard from your past lives, why don't we fight Russia? Why don't we fight China? If it's not imminent, let's start up with the war with any country, right? Well, I'm going to tell you, Iran is obviously not the same thing. Iran is the leading #1 state-sponsored terrorist organization or country, whatever you want to call them, in the world. And if you have a robber coming to your house to steal money from you or maybe kill you, are you going to wait for them to be in your living room? Or if you have an opportunity to knock them out before they ever step into your house, right? Whether it be in your front yard or whether it be in the street, if you know they're going to be eventually coming into your house.
Yeah, that's
right?
literally the law, sir.
History teaches us.
Sir, that's literally the law. Hold on, sir. That's
with Hitler.
Hold on, sir. That's literally the law. You can't shoot someone on the street in front of your house just thinking just in case they come into your house. You know that, right?
Okay, that's probably a bad example, but the gist
that's
of it
literally
is,
how the
if you
law
have
works.
If you have an opportunity to take him out, you take him out. Like if we would have taken out Hitler, right, before he ever came to power, instead of appeasing him, right, throughout those years.
No,
And this is
hold
gone
on.
throughout history, not just
No, I
Hillary.
don't. I locked
You have
the
opportunity
door.
to take them out.
What are you talking
What,
about?
You're gonna wait for them to have a bomb in 20 years?
Sir, if
You have all
somebody
these
was
ballistic
outside of
missiles.
my
They would
house,
counter intercontinental ballistic missiles. They could have nuclear weapons on them,
sir,
right?
if someone was outside of my house and I thought they were going to
Okay,
try to
let's not
come in
get
the
off
house and
track
harm
over
me, then I would lock the door. Probably call 911.
Okay, you understand the gist of my point. Listen, you're getting
No,
off tangent over here with
you're
my
right,
example.
sir. You're right,
Listen,
sir. No,
listen.
because
The
it's
gist of my point
because
is
it's funny.
you take
No, because
advantage
you're
of the opportunity.
Sir, hold on, sir. But what I'm saying is your point actually makes sense. You're just missing the point. And that's what I'm telling you.
Oh, let me hear.
Okay? That's exactly what I'm telling you is your point makes complete sense. It just makes sense for my point and not yours. Okay? What I'm saying is that Iran may in the future have wanted to harm us, okay? If we attack them now, in the future, they may still want to harm us, right? Actually, if history tells us anything, if we attack them now, they're more likely to want to harm us later, right? Because we're not taking out Iran, right? We're just pissing them off, right? If you were to go, it'd be like pretty much like you like walking out to your street and of the guy that wants to come into your house and unalive your whole family, and you just walked out and punched him in the face. Well, now he wants to come in and do it more. All right. Now he wants to come up and do them more. When we could have called 911, we could have made sure that that person was put in check. That person freaking couldn't do the harm that they were trying to do. And then they never would have gotten to that point anyway. Okay. But me pissing him off doesn't help anything at all. Right. And so that's exactly what I'm trying to tell you, sir. It's just like that guy outside that wants to harm you. The difference is that it's a lot better to freaking, instead of trying to just guess whether somebody is going to hurt us or not, and then try to take them out before they get a chance, like we can see into the future, to just freaking talk to the person and be like, hey, can we make out a deal where you don't want to come hurt me? Because I definitely prefer that over you coming to hurt me. Let's get this thing up to 200,000 likes, please. I appreciate that.
Okay, well, I hear what you're saying, but we all know Iran, if they had the capability, right, to actually hurt us, God forbid, we know what they would want to do. If Iran, for all intents and purposes, actually had nukes or had intercontinental ballistic missiles, right? We know that we wouldn't be able to negotiate with them. They would have the upper hand. If Iran would have nuclear power, everyone in the Middle East would have to have nukes. And then if you have 70 countries potentially over the world having nukes, then you're in big shit right there, because then all you need is one thing for it to go south, and then boom, you're in a nuclear World War III right there. So it all starts at the head of the snake.
No,
we cannot have Iran,
wait,
whether it's not imminent or not. We cannot have that chance happen.
Sir, Tulsi Gabbard, the director of national intelligence in March, said that that Iran did not have a nuclear weapon and was not trying to make a nuclear weapon. Donald Trump told me, hold on, listen. Donald Trump said in June that Iran's entire nuclear program was decimated, and they were.
Holly, I heard all your talking
points. Listen, sir, I don't have time to sit here and repeat myself 12 times because you can't be quiet.
No, I heard these points already.
I don't give a fuck. Then you're going to hear it again. Shut the fuck up. Thank you. Donald Trump in June already said that it was set back decades. So my question to you is, sir, if their nuclear program was already completely obliterated and set back decades, what the fuck are we doing in Iran?
You're asking me what the objective of the war is?
No, you told me that the reason why we're there is because we don't want Iran to have a nuclear weapon. Okay, that's what you just told me. And I'm trying to figure out that if Donald Trump freaking 9 months ago told me their entire thing was obliterated and that they were decades away from getting a nuclear weapon, and the entire point is for us to stop them from getting a nuclear weapon, then why are we there?
I can't answer to you exactly what's going on. Listen, Trump is, everyone knows, he's been saying one thing, he's been saying another thing. No one really knows between the two of us what the hell is going on. Do they have nukes? Are they 10 years away? Are they 2 minutes away? No one knows, okay? But one thing I do know is that everyone knows Iran can't have a nuclear weapon. And whether they obliterated it in June or whether they didn't obliterate it in June, Iran is not coming and negotiating properly, all right? So if Iran's still playing around after we show them with Midnight Hammer, right? So what's going on? Are we going to let them just eventually get there? Right, whether it's that be in 10 years, If that's the case, let's just take care of it now.
No, sir. What I'm saying is, if they were obliterated in June and they're decades away from creating a nuclear weapon 8 months ago, then we're there doing nothing. If you're saying the point is you don't want them to have a nuclear weapon, I don't want the Ayatollah to have a nuclear weapon either. I don't want them to have it either. That's why I support things like the JCPOA, right? Which actually constrained them from fucking enriching uranium that Donald Trump pulled us out of. Okay, I support those type of deals.
But that had its own issues with the ballistic missiles. They gave them money for all that shit too. You know that, right?
It did not.
But that's a side point.
It absolutely did not.
Oh, then how did they build up all that ballistic missiles? You gave them billions of dollars for what?
We did not give them billions of dollars.
Oh, okay. Listen, let's not get off tangent over here.
You're the one who cut me off to get on this tangent.
I didn't bring up the JCPOA at all.
Yeah, I was in the middle of talking about the JCPOA because we were talking about nuclear weapons. You cut me off in the middle of my sentence to talk about ballistic missiles, and now you're getting mad that we're off topic talking about ballistic missiles.
Why can't you just agree Iran can't have a nuclear weapon, whether it be now or in 10
Sir,
years?
it's not a matter of whether they can have a nuclear weapon. I think everyone agrees that Iran can't have a nuclear weapon. We're not arguing whether Iran can have a nuclear weapon. What I'm saying is that this attack on Iran puts them closer to getting a nuclear weapon than they were before. That's the argument here.
Hell no.
Absolutely. 1,000% this attack right here is putting Iran closer to getting a nuclear weapon than they would have been before, okay? Before we were negotiating with them, before we had checks on them, before we were making sure they weren't enriching uranium. And now, like this last caller, right, before you, made so eloquently clear, is the reason why we don't go into countries like North Korea who commit mass human rights violations. The reason why we don't go in there and attack them militarily is because they have nuclear weapons. You think Iran doesn't see that? You think countries like Iran don't see that we'll go into countries like Venezuela, we'll go into countries like Iran, right? But we won't go into countries like North Korea, and we won't go into countries like Russia. They don't look at that and go, wow, it seems like the only way that we can be secure in our nation to make sure the United States doesn't come in and attack us is to get a nuclear weapon. You think they don't see that?
And you would have thought that they would have negotiated properly before the war started, and they wouldn't have tagged the U.S. along with nothing. All right, they would have actually negotiated.
Way to
properly
ignore every fucking point I made. How about you actually fucking respond to the words that came out of my mouth? How about that?
I am responding.
No, you're not. I told you the reasons why Iran would want to go get a nuclear weapon now, and you're like, well, I don't know why they didn't negotiate back in whatever. That's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about whether they were negotiating a few months ago. We're talking about that Iran is now more likely to try to get a nuclear weapon. That's what we're talking about.
Okay, and even if they would be more likely, how would they actually get there with totally like what's going on right now? Like, I would think it's much harder. I'm saying, like, they have no facility capable of even producing one, and like you don't even know if they even have this uranium anymore. So, like, I don't know why you consider it more likely.
Sir, I'm saying if everything is wiped out and they have no uranium, which is bullshit, it's not true. But even if it was, okay, their entire goal would be to get a nuclear weapon. Right? Under the JCPOA, under the JCPOA, their entire goal was not to get a nuclear weapon. That was their goal, because they knew as long as they didn't enrich uranium to a certain level, okay, they would have sanctions released, they would be able to trade their oil, they would be more financially stable. So it was in their best interest to not freaking create a nuclear weapon. Now, due to us pulling out of the JCPOA and due now to our now double attack on Iran, now they are more likely to get a nuclear weapon, okay? And I don't like that. I don't want Iran to have a nuclear weapon. I think that that's really, really bad, okay? This is why I like the deals that kept us out of it.
Listen, Paul, you have your opinions, I have my facts, and that's it. That's all I could say.
No, I have facts.
Was a terrible deal. It was a delay tactic. It didn't help long term. It was,
If it didn't help long term, that's fine. That's why you renegotiate deals to help long term. Okay? If you don't get along with somebody that you work with, okay, and you're like, oh, you know what? Let's make a deal to freaking help us try to get along at work. If that deal goes away and you need a new deal, you don't just go then and then beat them up every day, okay? Because now that person at your job now just wants to beat you up, okay? We get to freaking safety through diplomacy. Okay, we don't get to safety by just trying to freaking go in and interfere with every other nation on the planet. That's how 9/11 happened. Okay, that's how 9/11 happened. Was us going into the Middle East militarily. It was literally us going in militarily to the Middle East and stirring up a bunch of shit, creating a bunch of radicalized groups that later ended up attacking the United States. And it would not surprise me at all if 10 years or 12 years or 15 years down the road, we don't go through another thing like that because of us going to Iran, because of us stirring shit up, because of us creating more radicalized people in the region. It wouldn't surprise me at all. It's just the same thing. We did it in Libya, we fucked up. We did it in Iraq, we fucked up. We did it in Afghanistan, we fucked up. And now we're like, you know what? Maybe fourth time's the try.
Well, I don't think it's going to be like Iraq. It's not a forever war. We're not putting boots on the ground, right?
I don't know. Freaking Donald Trump just said he was freaking deploying 2,500 Marines out of 29 Palms, right? Sounds like boots on the ground to me.
I don't hear that. I don't think there's going to be boots on the ground. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm just saying. I'm back to my point. October 7th changed everything in the Middle East, right? You can't have Iran as the head of the snake controlling all the proxies and doing all that shit and killing people, right?
Okay, none of this changes that.
No, see, as the USA as superpower, this is why this is an America first policy, actually, which people don't get. People think, oh, this is what Trump ran on.
It's an Israel first.
It's not, no forever wars. This is exactly what
this
America
is an Israel
first,
first policy.
All right. What was that?
Is an Israel first policy.
No. This is exactly what America does as a superpower in the world.
There was no imminent threat to the United States.
Death to America,
there was no imminent. What is up with you guys and this chanting thing? Why does chanting piss you guys off so much, dude?
No, they killed Americans too. Forget about that, right? You don't care about American life.
Of course I do. Their proxies did. And their proxies are now better positioned to do more of that stuff.
Oh, Iran themselves didn't kill hundreds of people in the embassy back in the 90s? When was that?
Yeah, one embassy 35 years ago. 30 years ago.
Oh, so you don't care about those people?
No, I don't think that bombing them now is going to change what happened 30 years ago. What are you talking about?
No, you didn't mention that.
Sir,
you just said it was a proxy.
Gotcha. So you think because they bombed an embassy 30 years ago that now is the time to attack?
No,
as revenge.
It's a layer on top of
Let's
another
get them
layer.
back. You know what? I think we should reattack, the UK, right? I don't think they got their full,
It's insane.
I don't think they got their full, revenge punishment from the Boston Tea Party. Okay. I think that, I know, it's been, 250 years or whatever, but I think, don't forget when the freaking redcoats did that. All right. Don't forget the redcoats did that. We need to go back and hit them again, dude. We need to go back and hit them again. What do you think?
Bottom line is, this whole October 7th thing that went down with everything exploding in the Middle East all went down under your guy, Joe Biden. Russia, Ukraine went down under your guy. Now,
my guy? I don't have a guy, sir.
We're fixing
sir,
it.
I'm not like you.
And hopefully soon we're gonna extend the Abraham Accords, get rid of all the Iran's proxies. This is the final part of it. We're taking the head off the snake, okay? And soon we're gonna have Saudi Arabia back with joining us in the Abraham Accords with Israel. That's the whole entire Middle East view right there.
That's a whole lot of wishing.
To another president.
That's a whole lot of wishing. That's so little. That's so little facts and so much wishing.
What do you mean? Those
and
are
then we're
facts right
and then
there.
there and then there will finally, sir. And then there will finally be peace
when did the war start with
in the Middle East. And then there was final, sir, and then there will finally be peace in the Middle of East, right? Because literally now that frickin' we attacked, there will finally be peace in the Middle East, thanks to our Lord and Savior, Donald Trump. Sir, Joe Biden didn't use the U.S. military to attack a motherfucking anybody. Okay? A motherfucking anybody. Okay? That was a terrorist group attacking Israel. Okay? That's not on Joe Biden. Okay? There's only one of the two presidents who have sent our military, our soldiers, to go die in fucking foreign lands, and that's Trump. Okay? Mr. No New Wars, Mr. America First. We didn't start that. Actually, I can make a pretty good argument to say the Abraham Accords were the reason that freaking attack happened. Okay? I can make a very good argument for that. Or at least was one of the main catalysts for it happening. All right? So that would be on Donald Trump. Okay? But just because Joe Biden was the president at some point and a terrorist group hit another country doesn't mean that that's Joe Biden's fault. But when the US president sends troops to fucking the Middle East to go die for a war that we didn't have to go to, that is on the president. See, the president's only the commander in chief of the United States military. His job is to keep the United States safe, right? Not to freaking keep every nation on the planet safe.
I just have one question for you. How many soldiers died in Afghanistan under Trump, and how many died under Biden?
There was 63 under Trump and 13 under Biden.
The last 18 months, Trump was in office. Now, one soldier died in Afghanistan.
Yeah, Donald Trump wasn't president for 18. Donald Trump wasn't the president. Shh. Donald Trump wasn't the president for 18 months. He was the president for 48 months. And during that 48 months, I believe it was 63 or 64 American troops died in Afghanistan. So you asked me how many died in Afghanistan under Trump, and that number is 64. And how many died under Biden, and that number is 13. Is 64 or 13 higher? I can't remember.
Okay, good point. But
how many have died since Donald Trump has been president this time? Hey, how many U.S. troops have died in foreign wars under the Trump administration in this term?
1 second. Can you just agree with Afghanistan?
How many U.S. troops have died fighting this Iran war?
What was that?
How many troops have died fighting this war with Iran?
I think it's 9.
13. 13.
13, okay.
Yeah, 13 with 200 plus wounded that we know of so far. Okay? So,
yeah,
yes,
very sad.
13,
very sad.
So 13 so 13 troops died in a war that
13 people died.
13 troops died in Afghanistan for a war that Biden didn't start. That was during a pullout that Trump freaking negotiated and Trump planned. Okay, 13 troops die in a war that Joe Biden didn't start, and that apparently is the end of the world. But when 13 troops die in a war that Trump started, then you don't freaking care about that at all. Then you don't give a shit about the 13 troops that died in a war that Donald Trump started out of choice. Okay, but you somehow want to talk about Biden in a pullout of Afghanistan that happened freaking 4 years ago in a war that Joe Biden didn't even start. Got it.
Any fourth grader or any third grader could have freaking pulled out without having those 13 people die. Like, he literally left.
That shows that you know nothing about military or pullouts or whatever. Pullouts are actually one of the most dangerous parts.
Pull out? You tell me. How do you pull out normally? What would be the first thing you do when you pull out of a war? Let's go in steps. It's 3 steps.
All right. What are the 3 steps?
Pull out the soldier first. How do you pull out in a safe manner? You told me that you don't know how to do it. I'm asking you.
Are you saying you know, or are you asking me to explain it to you?
What was that?
I don't know if you're saying that you know or you're saying that you don't know.
Oh, I know.
Oh, you know?
You're the one that told me you know, so I want to hear from you first.
I don't care what you want to hear, sir. What's the right way to do it? Then what's the right way to do it,
killing your own 13 people. What?
Then what's the way you do it?
Okay, first you get all the citizens out. All the people that belong, American citizens translators, all the people that do not you have responsibility for. You get the hell out.
All the translators that we left there before we pulled out under the Trump administration. Just checking. Go ahead.
Let me just finish my point. Number two is you get all your equipment out of there. You don't leave billions of equipment behind. Okay.
Yeah.
And number three, you take the soldiers, okay, and you take them out in a normal way where you're not leaving them stranded behind, okay, where you're very vulnerable for an attack.
Gotcha.
Okay? And that's the way.
So what you shouldn't do is leave all your translators behind, or a large majority of your translators behind, and then also deny their freaking immigration in the United States later, right? Which Trump did, right? Then apparently you think we should remove equipment, even equipment that's not ours, even ones that we're leaving for the Afghan army, because all of our equipment that was actually functional, we actually took out of the country under the Biden administration and out of the Trump administration. But the equipment that was supposed to be left for the Afghan army, because in case you forgot, we've been training them for 2 decades to use that equipment. All of that equipment we left for them. Apparently you think that was also bad. Third of all, by the time Joe Biden took office, we were already at bare fucking bases damn near with absolutely no support, right? Which is the entire reason why those 13 troops died to begin with, because there wasn't enough troops and there wasn't enough support in there to do a correct pullout, because Donald Trump had already left it with no troops by the time Biden got into fucking office. So literally everything that you just told me, about how to pull out of, how we should have pulled out of Afghanistan, is everything that Donald Trump fucked up.
Come on, the Afghanistan pullout happened like 7 months after he took office.
It was scheduled to happen 2 months after. The Biden administration kept delaying it because they said that it would be catastrophic if they pulled out before then. It was set for March. Yeah, because we didn't have a choice, because Donald Trump had already negotiated and already gotten everybody to sign off on the pullout to be gone by the 1st of April, I believe.
So Biden's like, screw it, I'm just going to kill people because Trump
Are you fucking stupid, dude? He negotiated the bad deal. Everything was done. The Biden administration went to Congress, delayed it because they knew it would be catastrophic, delayed it a second time because they knew it would be catastrophic. And on the third one, they wouldn't let them freaking delay it again, said, no, you have to leave.
And leave all the billions of equipment behind, too.
The equipment that belonged to the Afghan military, you dingus. I already said that.
It's not true, though.
It is true, though.
No, it's not. They
But it is literally fucking true. But it is literally fucking true.
It's so not true. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, dude. It is. What? How about this? You want to see who freaking pulls up the article for it? Because I can literally pull up multiple different articles showing that's true. Like,
yeah, I would love to see that, actually, because I've never heard of that one before.
How have you never heard of that? That was the whole point of leaving this stuff there. We'd been training the freaking Afghan army for 2 decades on the American equipment. You think at the end? Hold on, listen.
That's American equipment, though. They don't have that capability to produce their own equipment like that. That's U.S. military equipment.
I would have already answered your question if you could just shut the fuck up.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Jesus fucking Christ! You think that we trained them on American equipment for 2 decades? Okay. And then when it came to leave, we were like, hey, you're in charge, but we're leaving you with none of the equipment that we freaking left you with? That's what you think?
And you think that if we're going to leave them with the equipment, that the Taliban isn't going to take it away from them?
I don't know. Donald Trump's the one who negotiated with the Taliban and not the Afghan Afghan government.
You thought Trump was going to give the billions of dollars of equipment to the Taliban?
Donald Trump negotiated with the Taliban at Camp David. He's the one who negotiated with the Taliban and not the Afghans. Not the Afghan
he negotiated to give them billions of dollars of equipment. That's what you're saying.
No, he negotiated to give the Afghan army billions of dollars worth of equipment. I already said that part.
Right, and then the Taliban wouldn't take it from them. Okay, but okay, that's very interesting, actually, that he trusted the Taliban to okay, we have billions of dollars worth of equipment with no U.S. Army around here. We're just going to let them sit on that equipment.
Why did Donald Trump trust the Taliban at all? Why was he negotiating with the Taliban?
Because he's a negotiator. He doesn't care to negotiate with nobody. He's not scared of nobody. He'll negotiate with Putin because you went to freaking North Korea.
You literally are telling me that we shouldn't trust the Taliban You're telling me right now, you're literally telling me with your whole face hole that you're telling me that we should not trust the Taliban, but Donald Trump negotiated with the Taliban at Camp David. So literally you're saying Donald Trump's entire negotiation should not have happened to begin with. Well, guess what, sir? Well, guess what, sir? Well, guess what, sir? That's the only part of this fucking conversation that I actually agree with you on, is that Donald Trump never should have been fucking negotiating with the motherfucking Taliban to motherfucking begin with. Not to mention that the fact that part of those negotiations were the release of 5,000 Taliban freaking soldiers. 5,000 Taliban soldiers that we know and have proof that some of the leaders of the attack, okay, that killed those 13 soldiers in Afghanistan, some of the leaders of those were the people that Donald Trump let out of prison due to the negotiations. Donald Trump let the people out of fucking prison, okay, that literally are the ones who killed those fucking soldiers. Oh, but he's such a good negotiator. Fucking shove it, bro. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
The bottom line is, I hear what you're saying. Everyone knows it. Look around the world. Hamas wasn't scared to talk with Israel. You know, you had Russia, Ukraine. You had all shit going down in the world. Under Trump, he told the Taliban leader, literally, he showed him a picture of his house. And this is what he said. You kill anybody of my people, of my U.S. soldiers in Afghanistan, we know where you live. That's what he told him. Everyone knows this story. Go check it out. What do you got to say, Paulie?
I don't know. I wasn't really listening to you, to be completely honest with you.
Come on, man. We're the laughing stock of the world.
We are now.
Under Biden, he couldn't.
We are fucking now. We weren't, ridiculous. But we sure the fuck are now.
Come on, man. That's how
approximately $7 billion of military equipment the U.S. transferred to the Afghan army over the course of 16 years was left behind in Afghanistan after the U.S. completed its withdrawal from the country in August, according to a congressionally mandated report from the U.S. Department of Defense.
All right, so what was the first part of that? How much U.S. military was left?
Approximately $7 billion of military equipment the U.S. transferred to the Afghan government over the course of 16 years was left behind in Afghanistan after the U.S. completed its withdrawal from the country in August, according to a congressionally mandated report from the U.S. Department of Defense.
Okay, so what's your point? I'm not understanding.
We didn't leave it for the fucking Taliban. We negotiated to leave it to the Afghan army. Exactly what I said. You told me it was a lie. You told me I couldn't find proof. I found the proof. There it is. Boom. Throw it up on the screen.
What, that they purposely left, it was intentional? They wanted to leave the equipment behind. That's what you're saying?
Yes.
That's really stupid.
Yeah, but you think Donald Trump's, such a great negotiator, so I don't know.
I don't know. Listen, I'm shocked to hear that. I'm not saying
that's great
that
negotiation skills, I guess.
Whatsoever.
Donald Trump's just doing great.
Oh, listen, if that's true, I got your back there. But I'm just saying, if you put that point aside, when it comes to this, you got to agree with me, though. That's the thing with you. You don't agree with shit. I'm open to agreeing with you on stuff. I listen to you every night, Paulie, but every time you hang up at the call, you're like, oh, I'm so happy he left. I just feel like I wasted my time. Like, one time, Paulie, disagree with me, man. We were a laughing stock under Biden. All the shit that was going on in the world happened under Biden, bro.
I can literally show you videos, literally, of freaking world leaders laughing at Donald Trump in front of him and behind their back like school children. literal videos of world leaders literally laughing at Donald Trump, making fun of him, putting him down, treating him like shit because he was he got laughed off the UN floor. He got laughed off the UN floor. Okay. No respect. No other country respects Donald Trump. None. They all think he's a fucking joke. Okay. And you guys put him back in. I don't care what you believe. It's on fucking video. The UN literally laughed. Fucking, you got fucking Boris Johnson and fucking Emmanuel Macron and fucking all these fucking leaders just sitting around going, oh, Trump's fucking idiot, isn't he? Yeah, I can't believe anybody actually thinks that this guy is actually a legitimate leader. Laughing at him. Laughing at him. Okay, they literally laughed at him.
So if that's true, how do you negotiate NATO? How do you get everyone else to pay more if they're really laughing at him?
How do you get everyone to pay more? First of all, no one's paying more. Let's start there.
What do you mean? The whole NATO thing. What are you talking about? No one was paying their fair share. He got everyone to pay their fair share.
Yeah, first of all, that's just respect of the U.S. military. That has nothing to do with Donald Trump. Our freaking U.S. military is respected regardless, okay, of who the fucking president is. You could literally put freaking a three-legged freaking like chihuahua as the president, and they would be respected to a certain point because of the U.S. military. Okay, that's not respect.
Yeah,
that's just fear. Okay.
We still need someone to negotiate that, right?
Yeah, Donald Trump went over there and said, "Hey, if you don't fucking do this, then we're gonna pull out of NATO and leave all of our allies to the fucking dust." And they said, "All right, fine. I guess we'll just spend a little bit more on our own military."
Oh, that's good for America. Okay.
How is that good for America? How does other countries spend more money? No, we're not paying less. We're paying more too. Why is other countries spending more of their own GDP on their own military better for the United States?
Oh, I looked at it like a budget. Let's say you have $100, I don't know, whatever you might, $500 billion budget. So they're paying more of that.
What Donald Trump negotiated is that, like France, instead of paying 2% of their own GDP on their own military, now France spends 3% of their own GDP on their own military.
So wouldn't that put our what we're paying like less? Like I don't really understand why we would still have to pay this.
Because we were already paying 3.5% of our GDP on our military.
Okay, so now we don't have to pay less of the GDP?
Mm-mm. Not only are we not paying less, we're paying more. We're generally just increasing our military budget every year because it's a percentage of our GDP. So our military budget jumps based off our percentage of our GDP.
I'm not talking about our own military budget. I'm just talking about what everyone has to contribute to, to NATO.
The entire funding of NATO, the entire thing, like for actual like a NATO budget, is something like $6 million or some shit. It's nothing. Okay.
$6 million?
It might be more than that. I don't remember the exact, or maybe it was 60 million. I think it might be 60 million. It's nothing. NATO's not a fucking bank account. Okay. NATO's not a fucking checking account that people are just swiping on. NATO is an alliance of a group of countries, okay, that all agreed to collective defense. That's all it is. It's a bunch of countries that all agreed to collective defense. And it just says that if you attack one of these countries, then all of the countries will come to the rescue to the defense of that one country. Okay, that's all it says.
Okay, there you go, right there. There you go, right there. So
what is right there?
European countries are stronger now. America, even if they are spending more on their own military, they wouldn't necessarily have to use it, right? Because you got, let's say in Russia and Ukraine now, you got other European countries supplying weaponry, right? I hope so.
So you think that like Russia was like, man, at 2% of the GDP, I was super ready to attack Europe. But now that it's 3%, now like no way.
No, I wouldn't go that far. I'm with you on that. But if there's ever a war, which you have right now, I think that specifically because they're in the same they're much closer to Russia and Ukraine, so it should be more on them. Why should it be all on us?
When you go to war, everybody's percentage of GDP that they put towards their military increases substantially. That's just a natural side effect of war. because you start putting more of your resources towards that war, right? It's not like they would go to war and then all of a sudden be like, well, we said 2%, so not going over that.
Paulie, there has to be one thing. There's one thing that you could tell me that Trump's doing great for America.
Why is it my job to find something good that Donald Trump is doing for America?
Because I think that we should all support our president, whether I don't mean that in a way where meaning you like if let's say Trump would actually do something good that you think is good, right? Would you always find it would you turn it into something that's not good, or like you want the president of your own country to do good? Is that correct?
Yeah, I want a lot of things,
No
but he's not doing that, sir. But how about we just wait for Donald Trump to do something good and then I can decide?
No, so you were telling me you can't find one thing in the past 6 years almost that whatever between both terms that he
it is not my fucking job to find something good about the fucking Trump administration. It's not my fucking job. It's not my job to freaking every time someone goes Hitler's bad to go, well, actually, his economy did great actually when he first took power. That's not my job to say that. It's not my job to take it and defend a horrible fucking leader by trying to find something good with that leader. That is not my job.
Come on.
Literally every single horrible fucking leader that's ever existed on the face of the planet, Mussolini, fucking Hitler, fucking Mao, like any leader, okay? Any horrible fucking leader that's ever existed on our planet, you can find something good about them, okay? That is not my job. Donald Trump is a horrible fucking leader, and I am not going to water down how horrible of a leader he is by trying to find something good about him.
No, I just want to know if you're doing this for your views or this is what you actually believe, because I think that it would be better for viewership if you would be more moderate, because then other people will, chime in too. I think it's very not good to start comparing him to Hitler and Mussolini and start saying
I'm not fucking moderate. I'm progressive as a motherfucker, bro. And I'm not trying to get more fucking moderate. Fuck off. Moderate is what's fucking already ruined the fucking Democratic Party. It's the reason why we have people like Chuck Schumer in Congress fucking up everything else, or fucking Fetterman voting along with the fucking Republican. The moderates are fucking what's doing that, and I refuse to fucking be that. I have principles. I stand on my fucking principles. And if your principles put you as moderate, then go for it, okay? Like, that's totally cool. I'm 100% okay with that, okay? No, I'm talking to everybody else out there. If your principles put you as moderate, then you be moderate, or you be whatever the hell you want to be. But I'm not gonna change my fucking principles to be more moderate to appease a fucking crowd, okay? If people don't fucking want to listen to me because I'm fucking not moderate enough, then I'm sure I'm sure Chuck Schumer has a fucking YouTube account. Go fucking follow him.
Exactly. No, I'm with you. Like, I just wanted to make sure these are your actual principles, because I just can't imagine that someone would actually compare Trump to Hitler. Come on, man. Now you're talking about Hitler, right?
It's so funny, and I find it hilarious. I really do find it hilarious, all right, that I didn't compare Donald Trump to Hitler, right? I never did that in that sentence. I didn't do it at all, right? I said, okay, that there is a bunch of horrible leaders that have existed throughout our history. And I started naming off leaders. I said Mussolini, I said Trump, I said Mao, right? I don't know if I said Stalin, but I meant to say Stalin. I said a whole bunch of horrible leaders, right? I never said Donald Trump was like any of them. I said there have been a bunch of horrible leaders in this country. But it's funny that every single time I even mention the name Hitler, mention it, just in a sentence. If I just mention it, every Trump supporter is like, oh yeah, you're comparing Donald Trump to Hitler? Why didn't you say, oh, you're comparing Donald Trump to Mao, or you're comparing Donald Trump to Mussolini? Why did you not say any of that? Why did you not pick any of the other leaders that I said to say, oh, why did you compare him to them? If I just mention Hitler, you guys automatically go, oh, you're comparing Donald Trump to Hitler. And I think the reason why that is because you guys believe it. I think you guys believe it. I think that's why it hurts your guys' feelings so much. That's why you guys get so wound up whenever I just mention his fucking name, is because you guys believe it. I mean, fuck, JD Vance did it. JD Vance compared him to Hitler. And you guys still support him? How come every single time I just mention his name, you guys just jump straight to it? Okay? Because personally, if you want to be completely honest, I don't think Donald Trump is Hitler. Okay? Just the same way that Stalin is not, or, you know, or any other leader is not. Bad, horrible leaders that do horrible things for their countries and horrible things to their citizens come in many different shapes and sizes. Okay? It comes in many, many different shapes and sizes. Okay? I think that Donald Trump is his own type of horrible fucking leader. Okay? I think he's his own type of horrible leader. All right? Not comparable to any of the other ones. Okay, well, comparable to a lot of the other ones, but not exactly like the other ones. Okay? JD Vance might, but I don't. Okay? I think is his own different. And I believe that because I believe that we treat him that way, right? We don't treat him like Stalin or like Hitler or anything like that. We treat him like Donald Trump. Okay? And Donald Trump by himself is bad enough. I don't need to compare him to anybody else. I don't need to compare him to anybody else. He's his own singular type of fucking leader that is fucking horrible. Okay? He's his own type. So you guys really need to stop freaking getting so butthurt every time I say freaking, you know, that guy who wrote a book that Donald Trump kept on his nightstand. You know what I'm saying? According to his ex-wife. You know, allegedly.
Yo, Paulie, I love talking to you, but I just wanted you to hear me out a little bit more. Can you?
Sir, I'm a very principled person. I stand on my own principles, okay? If you come at me with actual facts and knowledge that can change my opinion, that's fine. You've come to me with your feelings.
No, I'm not
I
trying
reject
to
your
change it. I
feelings.
just want to say one last thing. America's split in half. We're at a time right now. You either love the guy, you either hate the guy. No one's in between, right? That's how polarized we are as a country, right? I don't think that no one's gonna change anyone's opinion, right? You'll have your facts, and then Trump got at the end of the day, 100 million people voted for the guy, whatever it was, 70 million people, right? So it is what it is. You know, and that's the bottom line. A lot of people hate him, and a lot of people love him. Doesn't mean he's a terrible leader. You might think that, right? And half of America will say that he's the best leader ever.
Donald Trump's approval rating on
he's the best country, he's the best president ever, and you have the same people saying other people saying he's the worst president.
Donald
ever.
Trump's approval rating on Fox News is 36%.
Okay, and under Trump's first term it was also 36%, and then he won the popular vote in the second term. What happened?
It means that people have short-term memories and aren't very bright.
So you're saying 100 million people aren't bright?
It was like 78 million, dude. I don't know why you keep saying 100 million.
Whatever.
It was like 78 million and 77 million voted for Kamala Harris. So what?
So you're saying 77 million Americans aren't bright. That's what you just said.
Yeah, if they forgot that they had a 36% approval rating for him in his first term and voted for him again, then yeah, I am saying that.
I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm saying you're just saying right now 77 million Americans are just dumb.
I think a lot more than that are dumb, honestly, when it comes to politics.
Okay.
I think that's the biggest problem with it. I think that's the biggest problem with the United States. Yeah. I think the biggest problem with the United States is that we have an overwhelming majority of our population that is not politically literate.
You're absolutely right, but there's nothing to do about that.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they're right.
What are you going to do? You start making
I'm not
laws?
saying that they're stupid just in general. I'm sure that there are plenty of doctors and lawyers and people that, you know, that do brain surgery, right? That are very smart in their own ways. But when it comes to politics, they're fucking morons. Yeah, and I think that's one of the biggest problems. I think that's one of the. I think that's one of the biggest. No, this is not a two-party system problem, sir. This is not a two-party system problem, sir. This is a problem with that people don't want to engage with politics. Okay, until they're forced to engage in politics. Okay, and by that point, they don't know enough to be engaged in politics. That is the fucking problem.
Let me tell you
so
why,
when you ask me, no, you're not telling me anything.
Why.
Be quiet. The problem is that by the time people need to that people need to be engaged in politics more so that they understand what's going on. You can't wait until October to start trying to like understand politics for your November fucking election. Okay? And if you do wait till October to start learning about your November election, all right? Then by the time you're voting, you're dumb. All right? When it comes to politics, you're dumb. You don't know enough to make an informed decision, okay? I'm sorry, but that's the truth, okay? And I'm not saying you have to be as engaged as I am or spend as much time doing this as I do or freaking even be a person that listens to me every single day, okay? I'm not saying that, okay? I'm not even implying that, right? I'm saying that you need to stay engaged because if you don't, all right, because if you don't, then you're easily duped. All right. You're easily lied to. You're easily manipulated. Okay. Because you just don't know. You don't know what you fucking don't know. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what you don't know. Right? If you don't know anything about immigration or what the actual problems with immigration are in this country, right? Then you're very easily fucking manipulated by someone that goes, build a wall. Because you don't know enough to fucking, you don't know enough to fucking know that that's fucking stupid. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know enough about how oil or gas prices work in the United States, then you get easily confused by drill baby drill. You're easily manipulated by that thought process because you don't know anything. Okay? If you don't know that Donald Trump tried to freaking start wars in his first term, tried to fucking sick, the military on American citizens in his first term, right? Was sending us to a recession with the TCJA. If you don't know that about him in the first term, then you are easily manipulated to vote for him in the second term. Okay? This is not a matter. This is not a fucking like a Democrat Republican thing. This is not a left versus right thing. This is not any of that. You just don't have it, dude. You just don't have the knowledge if you don't freaking look into it at least sporadically throughout the year, dude. Like if you're not like fucking looking at something like every like couple weeks that freaking catches you up on all the things, listening to very smart people, not being tricked like Donald Trump does to people, where he tricks people into believing, okay, that you should not listen to experts on things, right? That you should not be listening to experts on things, right? Because they're all against them. No, people study politics. People study it, okay? People went to school for it and study it, all right? Okay? I went to school for it and studied it, okay? And I study it every day. Every day I look into it, okay? You know what I'm saying? But guess what I don't know? I don't know. I'm not, okay? I don't know everything about everything. I don't know everything about everything. I don't, okay? And so I rely on experts in those fields, right? and I'm able to research and understand their work enough, right, to know what's true and what's bullshit. Okay? To just know what's true and what's bullshit. Okay? And if you're not sure, then you can look at different opinions from all across the spectrum and then make your own decision. Okay? And you can make your own decision. But if you just stick your head in a hole, then you're fucked, dude. Then you're fucked. Speaking of that, make sure you guys hit the follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you. Caller, thank you for coming here. You have a good one, Kate.
Let me just finish off.
So make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you watch my channel, make sure you guys are checking out my content, checking out my videos. I have been posting at least once a day. So make sure you guys are checking out the content. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. Also, as I've kind of mentioned before to some of you guys, Shay, thank you so much for the fireworks. Thank you so much. Also, pay attention, end of April, maybe first day of May, because it falls on a Friday. Pay attention for the Polycast podcast, okay? Which we'll be releasing last weekend of April, first weekend of May. Not sure which one it is, okay? Where I am going to not only break down the current events of the week, but we're going to deep dive into like one specific subject every single week so that you guys can get a little bit more educated on politics and on the things that are happening in the political landscape. All right. We're gonna dig into some stuff every single week. Okay. I'm trying to get some interviews lined up. We're gonna have some guests. We're gonna talk to some politicians. We're gonna see how this thing plays out, right? We're gonna do some stuff. But I met with my team today, with my new team that's going to be helping me run it and all sorts of stuff, right? Shay, thank you so much for the fireworks, by the way. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. W's in the chat for Shay. I worked with my team today, so we're trying to get it out by the end of the month. Someone asked me and Ari, it will be only me to start off, but you are going to see some guest appearances from Ari. We already have some guest appearances that are already worked in. Okay, and hopefully it goes really well because we will be having a full podcast with Ari also very soon too. So, but yeah, this one will be mostly just me, but we will have Ari in sporadically talking about numbers and all sorts of fun things like that too. So make sure you guys check it out. I will be letting you guys know when it releases. Honestly, it'll probably be most of what I talk about in between debates later on. So when it comes out, I will be promoting it. You're also going to see, and just thought I'd let you know, you're also going to see a different little symbol up here for me. Okay. You will see a different little symbol up for me. So don't let it freak you out. Okay. Don't let it freak you out. We got new graphics coming, new thumbnails coming, new all sorts of stuff, new merch coming. So we got all sorts of new stuff coming. End of April, early March, or sorry, end of April, early May, for you guys to check out. So that's really, really awesome. All right. I'm super excited. Shush, thank you so much for the $2. I really appreciate that. Mel, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Said historically, no one has ever been able to hold the Middle East. When they are ready, they will kick you out. I don't know why people don't know history. It's important. Kind of like what I said before. People don't pay attention to history, man. People don't pay attention to history. Scott, thank you so much for the $2. Said, thank you so much, Mel. Scott, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Said, Paulie, sorry to say you said something to every MAGA. Yeah, I've gotten them all at this point. I've talked to all 7 of them. Oh, I'm assuming that's stock market stuff. I think that looks like stock market stuff. Looks like Israel's is up, ours is down. That checks. Thanks, Ant. B, thank you so much for the $5. Said, we are not required to support our president if it's the other way around. He works for the people. Exactly, B. I didn't want to ignore that. He's just saying that the stock market's up in Israel, down for us, which shows that it's not America first. It was a good super chat. So it was good. It was good. Yeah. Yeah, he should work for us. The president, U.S. president, should be working for us. But you know, our president works for only himself, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Yeah, I didn't want to bypass that like it was bad. Like, I'm sorry. But thank you so much, Beat. I really, really appreciate that. He should, but he won't. I didn't want to bypass this. It was a good super chat. Sorry, I kind of like went past that. I apologize. Beat also thank you for the $5. Said sorry, but I gotta ask this: anyone in customer service positions that don't think that most of America is full of morons or assholes? If you've ever worked customer service in this country, and you know this statement to be true, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what planet you're living on. Most of us suck. You want to really know how bad Americans are? Go to other countries and then watch for the Americans. You can pick us out. Like, go to like Rome. Excuse me. Go to like Rome and then just look around, right? And then you're like, that's the American, that's the American, that's the American. You can tell who the assholes are. Right? You can literally tell. It's fucking horrible. But yeah, no, I do not miss working customer service. At all. I haven't done it in a long time, but I have before. It sucks. So yeah. Fern just said, preach. And Shush said, Shush said a mystery gift for 650 jewels. Thank you so much, Shush. And Brian with the $20 super chat, backing that up too. Thank you so much for that. I really, really appreciate that, Brian. That's a big W's to chat for Brian, for Beat again, for Ant, for Scott, for Mel, for all the people that are supporting. All right. I am done debating. But I don't have anything else going on right now. So if you guys want to hang around for a second, ask any questions, I'll stick around for a little bit just to end off the live. But please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. But if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, anything you want to fucking tell me that you want to ask. Bye, Tara. Love you. If you have anything, I'm not going to stay around for too long, but I will stick around for like a second. So if there's any big questions coming out. Scott also says, thank you so much for the $5. Said, the world laughs at USAers. Thanks, Trump. I don't think I can put that on the screen, but yeah. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you guys are leaving because I'm just hanging around to bullshit for a second, you guys are more than welcome to leave. But if you guys do, thank you guys so much for coming. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's very, very sweet. Can I call the dog? I'll see if she'll come up. I'll see if she'll come up real quick. I will bring the dog up if she comes up here. She might come up. I'm not sure. Oh, I hear paws. Come here. Come here, Moss. You have to go around the desk, dude. I know. My office looks different. It's confusing. I can't move the camera though. Ah! Come here. Oh shoot. Come here. There we go. I gotta put you in the camera. Oh goodness, you hit the microphone. There we go. Everyone say hi to Summer. She's camera shy. Say hi, Summer. She's like, I don't know what is going on. You picked me up. You don't ever pick me up. I'm too fat. She's like, but you're petting me. I like that. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. All right. Mwah. Bye. Ah, we're putting you down. That's Summer. That's Summer. I know. You're confused. It's okay, mamas. Yeah, she's an Australian Shepherd. She needs to get groomed. She's getting groomed on Friday. She's getting groomed on Friday. So yeah, she needs it. Yeah, she's pretty. She's a tricolor Aussie. She's great. She's awesome. She's who you hear barking sometimes. She has a very, very loud bark, and she does have to bark at every single dog that walks around. Favorite snack? She's bougie. No, she's not. So we actually have this neighbor that actually, as I take her for a walk, he always gives her treats. And so she loves the Blue Chew ones. She's a big fan of that. She's a big fan of the Blue Chew ones. Can you see her? Max, I just had her up. I just had her up on the screen. Yeah, she barks at every if anybody's walking their dog in front of the house, she has to let us know. She's 5. She turned 5 in January. I've had her since she was 10 months old. Sorry, Max, I can't pick her up again. My shoulder hurts. I actually have an AC joint problem in my left shoulder right now that I'm waiting to go to freaking ortho. I'm waiting to go to ortho for, and I kind of just tweaked it, so I can't pick her up again. I can't pick her up. She's down here. She's right here, but I can't pick her up again. Yeah, she's I got her when she was like 10 months old. Yeah, 10 months old. And yeah, so if you ever need a sitter, I'm your man. Jen, I don't believe you live anywhere near me. That would be quite a trip. Does she herd the cat? Dude, she's really like no joke. She's like the most like submissive, chill ass dog. And Bailey, who's the male cat, he like picks on her. I have to like try to get her to like fight back. She does patrol my yard. She's really good though. I can open the front door. She won't even leave my yard as long as I'm there. A couple times I've like left my back gate open and she's ran out to the front and I'm like, oh no, she's gone. And then you just open the front door and she's just there. Yeah. Yep. She doesn't run away or nothing. I could literally walk her without a leash, you know, because of her laws and shit like that. So. Well, Jen, maybe we'll do that at some point. Yeah, Summer for president. But she does like to herd. She's definitely a herder. Still coming to New York City? Yes, I will be in New York City next weekend for No Kings. Yeah. So we will be up there. I don't know. Ari and I got some plans. I've never been to the city, so I got lots of stuff to go look at. Plus, we're trying to set up some interviews while we're out there. So we're gonna be really busy. I'm gonna meet up some point, but everybody's just kind of doing a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't plan on. So yeah, but hopefully I come back with some good content, some good interviews, all that fun stuff. I'm really hoping. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make some videos. I've been making new videos every single day. I've been releasing them around 5 p.m. Eastern every single day. So if you haven't seen my videos, make sure you guys are going and checking them out, because yeah. We're gonna buy GoPro. GoPro has that like more the wide angle, and we didn't really like that. So actually, I have a bunch of equipment I actually have to go downstairs and deal with. Where in New York am I gonna be? I don't 100% know, because I don't know the city. So I just let some people that knew the city help me out with the hotel. So I will announce on here, if you're in my Discord or if you're on here, probably like the day before or something like that, we'll try to set up a meet and greet on that Saturday. Yeah, I'll try to set up some meet and greet on that Saturday. So so y'all can come out and see me if you guys live in the New York area. Yeah, I have videos on TikTok and YouTube Shorts. I've been releasing them every day at 5. So we've been having some fun with that. So yeah. Oh God, that really did tweak my shoulder. Yeah, I don't know. It's so funny how you can have like so many followers and your videos, like some of your videos just don't do anything. New York's the most appealing city to this Londoner. That's funny because I've actually been to London like 3-4 times now. Yeah, I've actually been to London like 3-4 times now, and I've still never been to freaking New York. That's crazy. Matthew, he says, shout out to my favorite libs. Matthew's on here every day as like just to piss off everybody in the chat. I don't know why he does that, but but yeah. So yeah, I'm having fun in New York. I'm actually waiting on a few emails back. I've reached out to some people. Oh my goodness, Delissa, thank you so much for the $5 over there. That for some reason didn't come through on any notification for me, so I'm very sorry. But thank you so much, Delissa. If you're still here, I really, really appreciate it. So I really apologize if I didn't see it earlier. It was like 4 minutes ago, but I never got a notification. So thank you so much, Delissa. I hope you're still here since it was just 4 minutes ago. Have you been to Arizona? I have been to Arizona, yeah. Allison, thank you so much for becoming a member over there. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I have been to Arizona. I have not been to Chicago. And I'm gonna tell you this, okay? I've not been to Chicago, but I've always been a thin crust pizza guy. And so like that is like the number one thing I'm excited about going to New York is the pizza. I'm so excited. All right. And I know that you guys are like, you know, like, oh, Chicago, like, I'm super excited about the pizza, like super excited about the New York pizza. That's what I'm going to need. I'm going to need some of you New Yorkers to like give me a list of the best pizza places. Okay. I might eat only pizza the whole time I'm there. I'm not sure. I might need you guys to tell me like the best New York pizza places for sure. I don't know. I've never gotten the I don't know. I'll have to go to Chicago at some point. Maybe that'll be the next trip. See, all you people that live up north, I'm only going in certain months of the year. I actually planned on going to this New York one when I thought it was going to be like actually warm there. And then it's like 50 degrees there. It's like, what the fuck are you got? Like, ugh. So I've only really been to Arizona once. I was in Scottsdale. I was in high school. I don't know if that counts. But I've only really been to Arizona once, and I was in Scottsdale area. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's freaking like 75 here, and you guys are up there being like, it's 50, it's warm now. Like, you guys are crazy, bro. I gotta like unpack wardrobe in order to go to New York. Yeah, Cali was like 90 something degrees. Yeah, my mom was telling me that. Sonny, thank you so much for becoming a member. I really appreciate that if I didn't already say that. Yeah, my mom's in SoCal and she was like, yeah, it's like 90 degrees here. I'm like, you guys are freaking nuts, man. You guys are absolutely freaking nuts. You guys are crazy. All right, y'all. Well, I just said I was not gonna stay on for longer, and honestly, I really hurt my shoulder bringing up Summer, so I'm gonna go friggin' ice that or something. But I will. I will be back on tomorrow. I believe I have tennis tomorrow, so I won't be on until after tennis. So like probably like 6:30, 7 o'clock. So Central. So like 7:30, 8 o'clock Eastern. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll be a little later than normal, but I'll schedule early. So hope you guys have a wonderful evening. I hope you guys enjoyed the live, and I'll see you guys later. All right. Smoochies. Love you guys. Bye.